But it's mostly true. It's mostly true for the most part. But anyway, I started up the live stream. Anyway, what's up, guys? We are live streaming here. We are live. I'm pretty sure.
Quite see it starting on here. I guess it still has waiting for player essence, but
it should pop up pretty soon here. So yeah, we're doing some Mario Kart 8. This is the final tune-up. We have a prize tournament, and I need to get into this tournament because it's only set for an hour. Let me extend the time.
That pun is good. Final tune-up.
Yeah, it's a pretty good one, huh?
So is this going to be the final Mario Kart 8 tournament that we'll have for a while, or are there going to be more ones?
Oh no, there's going to be more ones. It's just this one's set for because we have the $10 eShop gift card one on Wednesday. So.
Oh, good. Well, it's just that I'm only hoping that I can get my Switch in time so that I don't miss out on any more of them. I feel bad that I haven't been able to play with you guys and instead comment and observe.
It's all good. When you get yours, you get yours. There'll be a lot of them, so I'm not going to stop live streaming anytime soon, so...
Yeah, well, I'm expecting that after this year's E3, they're going to have a whole lot of Switches all ready to go, especially with the report that they're boosting up production.
I don't know about that, man. I think it'll still be hard to find, you know?
Yeah, I know. I'm being naive when I say that.
Yeah, I think it'll still be a little difficult to actually get one.
But I'm going to try, though, this June.
Yeah. See, I'm late to my own race. I'm not even in my own race. Like, I have to watch other people because I'm not paying attention to the time.
Hey, it's okay. It's not like that this is a job or anything.
I'll give you the code in just a bit. If you're not a Patreon member, you'll get the code in a little bit. I mean, if you were watching the stream from the beginning, the code was on the page. So if you want to join in that way, that's cool. But I usually wait a little bit, and then the Patreon members are racing, and then after about maybe 3-4 races, then get everyone else in.
Okay. Finally did see that ARMS Direct that you recommended me to, and I have to say, I'm really, really impressed at the content that Nintendo is offering ARMS. It really does feel very feature-rich.
Yeah, it's pretty cool, huh?
Yeah, I know. I mean, they're going to have another one of those ARMS tournaments later on this week, right?
Yeah, Global Test Punch. They're going to have it on June 1st and June 2nd, so this weekend.
And this time they're going to be switching out the volleyball game for the basketball one. I'm curious.
Hoops, and they're gonna do. You're gonna be able to play the skill shot. So you're gonna be able to to play little targets, and you can break them and get points.
Hopefully that won't be too hard for you, unlike the volleyball session.
Oh no, actually, if you watch any of the other ones, I started dominating on volleyball after that first one. Yeah, that was just the first one. After that, I was like, all right, I'm good. And like all the other ones that I live streamed, I did really good on the volleyball. Yeah.
Call that particular section a volley bomb, given how it explodes every time.
You know what? Is it called that? What is it called actually? Is it called volley? Is it just called? What is it called? What's the official name?
I think I just muted that. That's all.
Oh, I mean that would probably be a more clever name, to be honest.
Yeah, well, it would be if I was in charge of making the game, but unfortunately, I'm obviously not.
Unfortunately, you're obviously not. Would you ever want to do like gaming in that type of way?
I do believe that. Yeah, well, I do believe that honesty is a very good policy to have. I notice that there are a lot of people who get their way by being dishonest and by doing a lot of questionable things. I don't want to be like that. That's why I believe in being true to myself and being very open about how I feel.
It's okay. So one of the people in the chat says it's called just V-ball.
Oh, a V-ball. Yeah, I figured as much.
Yeah,
I figured as much. Thanks, OJCB.
All right, I'm about to win this tournament right here. I'm about to win.
Okay, so let's see. Which stage are you guys starting on? It's
Royal Raceway.
Wario Raceway.
Royal. No, I should have used it for defense.
Okay, here it comes right now. My side. On your marks, get set, go! Although I think I might be a little bit too late to say that.
If you're seeing it right, if you're seeing it right now, that's the feed that everyone's seeing it, so you're good.
Yeah. I guess you do have a point. Then again, you did say that live streaming is never 1-1.
No, it's never 1-to-1. It's never, ever. Maybe one of these days it will be, but for right now it's not.
Either way, it really amazes me how much technology has come a long way. I was actually playing NES Remix at my best friend's house, and when I look at the game graphics back then and the game graphics of today, it's amazing how far they've come.
NES Remix. You playing on the Wii U?
Yeah.
It's a Wii U game, right?
I don't actually own that game, but my best friend does. He's a huge fan of it.
Okay.
He loves the classics.
Nice. I know a lot of people were really liking that game, NES Remix. I think they made two of them, didn't they?
Yeah, I think so. I never really got into the NES Remix, but it is a fun little game to play when you have friends around.
Yeah.
Which unfortunately doesn't happen very often. I gather where you live.
I don't have any friends at all. Yeah.
That's too bad.
this is facts. I have no friends at all. So yeah, it never happens for me, which is okay. It's okay. It's okay.
See, with me, it's different. I love making friends, and I've found over the years that making friends is actually one of the best things for me ever. It's helped me become an even more sociable person.
Well,
if I hadn't
making friends is all good until they murder you.
Understand how that feels, but luckily, like that.
You weren't there for our discussion on forensic files, where you? Oh my God! Somebody threw a bomb.
Like silence.
John was so silent. You weren't there for our discussion on forensic files, were you, John?
Which one? I don't really remember when that discussion.
I know you were there, Brito, right? You were there.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Can you say that again, please?
We had a discussion on having friends and forensic files, because I've said this many times that I don't have a lot of friends, but it's almost not necessarily by because nobody likes, nobody likes me, but I could have more friends if I wanted more friends, but I decided not to because I'm a big fan of the show called Forensic Files. And in Forensic Files, a lot of the time people get killed by someone that they know or they would call a friend or an acquaintance. So therefore, since I watch this show so much and it's happened to so many people, I decided, probably not consciously, but just kind of subconsciously, to just push myself away from people that I think look sketch, or even just anybody. Like if anybody that I knew
would kill you.
Oh yeah, well if anybody that I knew even just like did drugs, kinda, I stopped talking to them. It's like, well, you know what? Sometimes drugs leads to people doing crazy things, robbing people, things like that happen. So that's the reason why. I was just joking with you, John. As far as it's always good to have friends if you want to have friends. But I was just telling you the reason why, like the backstory behind me saying that until they kill you, because we had that discussion on Forensic Files about Forensic Files.
I see.
Yeah.
I probably wasn't on there when you had that discussion.
Nah,
I don't know.
Nah. You weren't on there. You would have remembered.
Yeah, well, I didn't show up for a lot of the other ARMS tournaments either, because I know I missed out on the Saturday ones, and I think I got the first Sunday one, but I think that was about it. Even then, there was only one person here in the voice chat, and I spent most of the time, socializing with him, but nobody else was there, so I figured...
I didn't put on the voice chat for most of the ARMS, only the one ARMS one.
Yeah, well, apparently one of the users there said that they didn't like hearing the commentary very much at all.
Yeah, one of them did say that. That's correct.
Which honestly made me feel a little sad, because I'm honestly not trying to be anything except being myself, and I genuinely like talking with people, and I do not mean to bore anybody at all.
Well, I don't think he was. I don't think he didn't like necessarily say that, like, you know, mean it in that. Come on, why would that follow me? Sorry. I think he meant it basically because a lot of the stuff that you were talking about pretty much had nothing to do with like what was going on the screen, and some people really dislike that type of commentary when you're discussing just a bunch of just because, like, I mean, I think that one in particular you were kind of just bringing up a lot of random topics. And I think that's what he didn't like, that you were bringing up so many random topics, like just like out of nowhere. So that's what he was saying.
I think I'll have to try to tone that down in the future so that I don't upset that person again or anybody else.
I wouldn't really worry too much about trying not to upset someone. Just yeah, it's the internet. So just kind of.
Someone's always going to be unhappy.
Yeah, no matter what, someone's always going to be happy. So yeah, I wouldn't try to, you know, I wouldn't worry about it too much.
Well, they do say that you should never try to change yourself for the sake of pleasing somebody else who probably may not be pleased either way.
Exactly. Just kind of just do your thing, you know, and you know, whatever happens. Man, I suck.
Yeah, it definitely looks like you're getting kicked right. It definitely looks like you're being left behind in the dust. Of course, I don't know how I would fare any better if I was on the track with you guys, but here's hoping I find out.
And can I just point out that I just went through one of the railings off a ramp right now?
What?
You went right through it?
Yeah.
Nice.
Oh, here's a question from OJCB. What do you guys think of the Mario Rabbids leak? Would you guys buy it?
Yes, Paper Mario is my baby, and if this is like a scrocious successor or whatever, if it's weird like Paper Mario, then I'm gonna get it.
With me, I'm kind of like, let's wait and see how this turns out to be. I'm kind of like, wait and see. I'm looking forward more to Xenoblade Chronicles 2 and Super Mario Odyssey. Not so much the Mario Rabbids, but hey, if it turns out to be a great game, I might try it out.
It's gonna be awesome.
As I said, I'm open for new possibilities.
If it's Nintendo working on it with Ubisoft, it's gonna be great because like I wouldn't say every first party and every one of their IPs is great, but like a lot of them are though.
You said
so, like,
one person in the chat says 20 hours kind of sucks. Why would 20 hours kind of suck? That's 20 hours that there's just saying that's not the time that everyone's going to complete the game. That's the time that's just generally speaking about going through the campaign. How is that how does that suck?
who knows? It might have a lot of replayability.
Exactly. There's going to be replayability and side quests, you know. So that's, but generally 20 hours to get through like the campaign. That's really good. That's good. That's not bad.
Yeah, I think it takes twice that amount to get through, say, Legend of Zelda: Breath of the Wild.
Well, Legend of Zelda: Breath of the Wild is you can beat that game in a few hours. Well, I mean,
sure, if you want to do it the hard way by not.
I'm just saying. Well, I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like, you can beat it in that game can only last a few hours if you want to just go straight to the last one and beat it. It can last only 5 hours. It can last 6 hours. It can last 8 hours. You can go and fight Ganon whenever you want. So, I mean.
Yeah. Well, I'm personally gonna wait until I'm all set to do it. I don't believe in foolishly rushing over to the end of things before I'm ready.
I'm just saying, like, as far as the story, Legend of Zelda: Breath of the Wild takes so long because of all the content in the game. If you just kind of just like went through the main story content, it wouldn't take 40 hours to beat. You can beat it quicker. Just the main story content, it wouldn't take that long. It takes. The reason why people are logging so many hours is because of how much stuff there is to do in the game.
Xenoblade Chronicles X also had quite a lot of content too.
That game's way longer. That game's way longer than Zelda as far as main story content. Way longer.
Oh yeah, I mean, I poured in about 300 hours of game time into that, and I found every second of it to be absolutely priceless. It was such a great game. Too bad it came out toward the tail end of the Wii U cycle. That's one game I wouldn't mind seeing being ported to Switch.
Yeah,
But
if it happens, it happens. If it doesn't really matter, to be honest.
You probably won't be seeing it. Besides, I'd rather see what Xenoblade Chronicles 2 has in store.
I mean, if it comes, that's cool. I mean, it's like an extra game. If they can do it, that's fine. But it's like it's not like a big deal if it doesn't.
It'll be very interesting to see how this year's E3 goes.
Gosh. I am garbage. I mean, why am I in 10th place? It's maybe because I'm just not even caring. Maybe that's the reason why. Why am I doing so bad?
Age is Donkey Kong Jungle, isn't it?
Yeah, or something like that. Oh my gosh.
Courage passed me right at the end.
Oh, you almost went into the water right there when you were shrunk down.
Well, from my end, the match is over.
Would anyone love to see a Golden Sun 4? Hell yes, I absolutely would. More RPGs, the better.
Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild was designed that way for most of the map to not have anything to do with the main story. It was completely designed that way.
Yeah, because there's a lot of stuff to do in the game.
Exactly. It would be ridiculous if they actually made that game to where more of the map actually had to do with the story. The game would be too... Yeah, it would be even longer than what the actual content of the game is. It was purposefully designed that way. That's not a problem at all, actually.
Not at all, as long as...
And to be honest, most open world games, they have this huge map. There's very few places that you would say, oh yeah, you have to go there or anything like that. Like, oh, shout outs to Fully Thack. Shout outs, man. Thanks for the subscription, homie. Welcome to the village. Get this man headband. Yeah, that it was designed that way. It was pretty obvious. The game design was that way. It's not a problem at all. If you want to do the extra stuff, you do the extra stuff. If you don't, you don't. You want to explore, you explore. If you don't want to explore, you don't explore. If they want, they could have made the map smaller. They could have made the map smaller, and then just say, "Oh well, look, all the main story stuff is all around in areas that you go." I mean, it was purposefully designed that way.
Yeah, and here in the comments, I see we have another question from AUGMC, and he says, "What do you guys think about Splatoon 2 not having public voice chat? I kind of think it should have public voice chat because of team-based game modes. I use public voice chat all the time in COD."
I mute people. I mute people who are in public. Like when I'm playing online, look, and that'd be cool if they had it. It's cool, but I really don't care. But like when I play against people and they want us, like people online want to start turning into like team commando. Like I just mute them. I don't need to talk to people when I play like random public matches online. Like I don't want to communicate. See, but that's the thing. I don't like people, so that's different with me. You know, I mean, I know what to do. Like when I'm playing Splatoon, I don't need someone telling me, "Hey, I'm getting shot over here. Hey, let's go over there and do this." I don't need that. I know the match that we're playing. I know the game. I can see you if you're getting shot. I can see it when you die. Like I know general strategies. Like I don't need to talk to you, but that's just me. There's people that want to be able to talk to everyone when they do stuff, but I instantly mute everything. Like when I used to play COD, I instantly mute. Like I don't need to talk to people when I play COD, especially like team deathmatch. Like, what do you need to talk?
Yeah, like if there's a mute button, like I think it's
They should have it though, because for the people who do like that. But like I said, this always comes back to this. Blame the racists and blame all the people who act like idiots online. That's the reason why this type of stuff happens, to where they don't put team chat and all that, because of all people saying stupid things online to other people, acting like jerks, and Nintendo gets all scared and stuff. Oh, little Timmy's going to hear something he didn't know, he didn't want to hear because
I can't stand those kind of people either. I mean, I'm a very sociable person, all right, but I don't like seeing anybody bullying each other. It's absolutely disrespectful.
Yeah.
Like, it's on the internet, it's like inevitable. Like if parents don't want their kids to do that, that's their fault.
Yeah, there should be a mute. There should be a mute button. You know, like having the option for a mute button would be good. But am I gonna sit here and throw a hissy fit and get all mad and be like, "Oh, they should include something that me personally, I'm never going to use"? No, I don't care. Now, if you guys care, that's fine. You guys care. But for me, I have no reason to want to try to communicate, like talk to random people online. You know. like hey, let's put together team strategies for Splatoon. I mean, look, you ink the freaking areas, like you shoot the ink, you cover the turf. I mean, do I really like? Come on,
yeah, seriously. What are you gonna do doing all that splattering of ink?
Now,
what are you gonna talk about?
Now, when I'm playing with my friends, like, and we're trying to go through like the Splatoon like ranked mode with like where you go into like your own squads, then you go into a match. Yo, exactly. You needed voice chat. I said that they probably should have had voice chat for Splatoon when you go in there with groups. Yes, with your friends or if you're going into with groups. I agree, 100%. But if it's just like random turf war, like,
yo guys, pros track. In the entire area. Yeah, win.
You're doing the Excite. Oh, you're doing the Excite Bike Race 1. That's such a cool stage. I love Excite Bike.
The thing, hold up, with Dark Shad, the difference, here's the thing. The difference with Legend of Zelda isn't built like every other open world game. It's completely different. The fact that you can go and you can just beat the game from the very beginning already makes it very different from other open world games. There are a number of open world games where you don't have to explore all of the map in order to do the story, and it's not a problem in terms of game design or anything like that. You saw the scores, and I don't think I saw anybody say, "Oh yeah, well one of the big problems is that it doesn't use most of the map within the story." That's not an issue even worth mentioning. To be honest, it's not. It was designed that certain way, so it's not a problem at all. If you wanna explore the map, you explore the map. If you want to play the story, you play the story. Who cares if the story takes you to certain areas or not? You can go wherever you want, whenever you want. Usually what games do, and this is game design, they'll take you to a new area when there's something to be uncovered there, like within the story. With Zelda, you can go anywhere you want, whenever you want. So it's not used as a gameplay mechanic, which is usually used in other RPGs. Like, okay, well, you can't get to this area, but once you get this item and you do this thing, you can get to this area, and that's where you see new areas. Zelda doesn't play to those rules. Zelda just says, you want to go there and see that new area? Go there. You want to explore this new place? Explore it. It doesn't have to be tied to the story because it wasn't built like that in the first place. So it's not a problem as far as the game design goes. That's not a problem at all. And like I said, from what I understand, I didn't see anyone complaining about that because you can go wherever you want, whenever you want. Whereas in other RPGs, not necessarily, you can't always go wherever you want, whenever you want in other RPGs or other open world games. Sometimes there's limitations to where you can go before something happens. You got to trigger something, Yeah.
I really love this stage. It's really a lot of fun. I especially like the parts where you go over the hurdles right there. The little bumps in the ground.
Oh my gosh, I saw 3 shells.
I'm talking about the part where the ground basically starts to pick up a little bit. Going over those little jumps right there.
Matthew Pipe says a 3D Donkey Kong and Kirby game.
We already had a 3D Donkey Kong game. Donkey Kong 64, remember?
That's old. He wants a new one.
Yeah, a new one.
I don't know.
It'd be cool if they made a sequel to that. I actually thought Donkey Kong was
And that's fine. And Darkshad responded with, and that's fine. But I just don't think it's I don't think it's an issue when you have access to everywhere on the map. It doesn't say, okay, here's a story part in this area. You have to go there. You can go there and do side quests whenever you want. I just don't think it's an issue. It's not a big deal, to be honest, because of the way the game is designed. You can beat the game from the very beginning. You can go wherever you want. You can do some of the stuff. A lot of the stuff isn't even required in the game. So I think it would be kind of weird for them to say, okay, well, we're going to make you go over to this area or use certain areas when you can just go wherever you want, whenever you want. What does it matter if it's tied into the story or not? But hey, that's just my opinion. We can just agree to disagree.
Wait, yeah. Can I also say in terms of like the exploration, one thing that really helps with that game is that there's no like icons on the map. Like you have to explore everything yourself.
You have to set your icon. You have to set your own icons.
Unlike other games where like when you first start the game, icons of like side quests and missions appear on the map as like symbols or whatever. But like in this game, you gotta find all the side quests yourself by speaking to NPCs and stuff. That's one of the things like I found really awesome.
Yeah. Well, Breath of the Wild is just a really amazing game, period. I think they outdid themselves with this one.
Oh yeah, it's really good. It's quite amazing. The only issue, like I said, the only issue I had with it was, what was the issue that I had with it? I forgot. I had, sometimes the weapon durability can be pretty freaking lame. Sometimes, like how
that's
like
my problem too.
Like how weak some of them are. Like it's just like a few hits and it's like bam, but it also causes for like better strat. I mean, there's also positives to it, but then like sometimes the weapon durability is pretty like low on them. But yeah, that's probably like my only issue.
Yeah, I know. I find it frustrating sometimes to be stuck with a weapon when when I'm fighting a bad guy, and then all of a sudden it breaks, and then all of a sudden I have to get another weapon, right? Get another weapon before it when I'm in the midst of a fight.
I don't have a problem with switching weapons in the midst of a fight. That's not a problem for me. It's just like sometimes how frequently.
That's the biggest problem.
Yeah, how frequently some of them break. Now, some of the ones with the durability up are good. Like you can get a good number of hits and everything's okay. It'll be interesting to see if they keep that mechanic for the next one.
But then like it brings an argument like, oh yeah, a weapon breaks in the middle when you're fighting like a line or something, right? But then like you have to adapt, right? Like,
yeah.
If you don't have anything, like you still have your shoot the slate rooms for like your bombs and stuff. Even though it may be lame and it may do more like a lot less damage than let's say like a sword or something, it's like you still have to adapt.
I actually like the fact that it makes the game harder. To be honest, it's a negative, but then again, it's also a positive because it does make the game. It does make the game more strategic. You've got to think that hey, this is going to happen. You've got to know like when it says it's about to break. You've got to be ready. Like as far as what weapon you have next, using your other items. So yeah, I agree with you there. It's a little lame, but at the same time, it makes the game harder and it makes it. And I like hard games, so it makes it more enjoyable for me.
Yeah, I'm all for challenging games, just as long as they're not too ridiculously, punishingly hard. Like Super Ghouls and Ghosts on Super NES. That game, I died so many times. I could only finish that game by using the restore points on the Wii U Virtual Console. Otherwise,
do you like the game though?
I do like the game. It's a really cool, addictive game. But boy, was it hard! Hard as heck.
Have you seen the AVGN video? It explains everything.
Oh yeah, I've seen the AVGN video. I just wanted to know like if he actually thought it was hard.
I'm pretty sure he thinks it's hard.
Or, I mean, not thought it was hard. If John actually liked the game, sorry. I didn't know if John actually liked the game or not. Okay, we got 60 people watching. That's actually pretty good. I thought it'd be a lot less.
Really? It looks like 54 on my end.
Huh, well, it says 60 on my little restream tab thing, so maybe it's off by a little. Maybe mine's off by a little bit. But either way, we got over 50 people, so that's good. Anyway, okay, if you want to join in, guys, we have 2 slots. If you want to join in, refresh your stream, and I just put the code in the title. Sorry, I meant to do it like 2 races ago, but I forgot. So put the code in, and you can race too. Refresh your stream and put the code in, and you can race.
AUGMC asks, what virtual console games do you think will be at the Virtual Console Switch launch?
Paper Mario on what? Which Paper Mario?
1000.
Oh my gosh! Don't get people's hopes up. Only to get.
I know. When it comes to the Virtual Console, we're never really the ones who decide which ones are coming first. They're very, very unpredictable about that.
Yeah, that's an understatement.
Well, I just want to say, welcome back. I'm glad to be back. It's Sweeney, by the way.
Hey, what's up, Sean?
Hey, Sean.
I apologize the last time when I was on with the arms thing. Didn't realize the airport would be so.
Oh, no, it's okay, dude. It's okay.
Hey, it happened. It happened.
Yeah, it's all right, man.
I was just impressed that I was able to play arms at the airport without no issues.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's Nintendo's.
Now I'm hearing you say that really makes me want to get get a Switch even more. Having a system that can actually play that fluently without so much as a problem online, that's amazing.
You know, the internet at those airports are trash too. You know. So.
Yeah. And it was at the key of the day when I was there was at least like 10 planes that were delayed, so there's big action people.
Nice.
Doing the gold mine stage, nice. Woo! I love that stage.
Now, this is actually this is one of my favorite stages. This is from the Wii version,
mine.
and the Wii game was actually my favorite one. Mario Kart 8 and the Wii version are probably tied, but now this is my favorite one out of all of them. So.
This one is, this stage, I really love this stage, especially the way the tracks twist and turn around. It's almost like being on a roller coaster.
Mm. And it goes up and, oh.
Yeah, well, especially that part at the beginning of the stage when you go down and then you go up again.
Yeah.
That's just really, really cool.
Yeah, it is pretty. Oh, come on! How did she have a freaking star? She was in second place. Emma had a star in second place. That's ridiculous.
Well, John, just imagine with that stage if you have Mario Kart on VR.
Oh, I don't know if I want to imagine that. Especially since VR doesn't really seem to be doing anything for,
PlayStation?
Seems like to me. They're hyping it up as a huge thing, but I don't think it's really taken off in the same way.
RHM Legend says that Double Dash is his favorite.
That's the GameCube one, right?
Yeah.
I thought so.
If you
Played
guys,
a little bit of that one, but I don't really remember it very well.
I played a ton of that game. In high school, I actually did we did LAN parties with that game. In high school,
I've done drinking parties with that game.
You've done what?
Drinking parties? Oh my god.
That dangerous? Oh, not dangerous at all.
As long as the celebration is, as long as it involves just drinking water or juice, I don't go anywhere near it.
What kind of drinking game is that, John? Water or juice? That's not a drinking game. Maybe like if your kids were playing.
It's fermented juice.
Fermented juice.
Fermented. What do you mean by fermented?
Like wine. It's fermented grape juice.
I'm sorry.
I knew what that meant because here in the Central Valley, like, that's all. Everyone's about wine. It's freaking so much wine here.
I'm sorry, guys. It's just that I choose not to be an alcoholic for personal reasons.
Whoa,
I should not impose anything.
Hold up. There's nothing wrong. Wait, being an alcoholic is different from having a drink or playing it.
Okay.
Being an alcoholic is somebody who is like addicted. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what being an alcoholic is. I'm not an alcoholic, but I will have a drink every now and then. But I'm definitely not an alcoholic because one, I don't want to pay for it. It costs a lot to continuously drink. Two, nobody likes me, so I can't go to parties or anything and take other people's alcohol. So yeah, those are the main reasons why. But yes, a drinking. Like, how would you guys play the drinking game though? I'm actually interested. Like, whoever loses takes a shot.
So the way you play it is you start a race with one beer. Right? So like you have a team, it's you and your partner. So each start with each race with an unopened beer, and you're only allowed to drink while you're on the back of the cart. And you have to try to finish your beer by the end of the race.
Oh my gosh!
Usually after one Grand Prix, we switch it to one beer per 2 races. So then you're just like, okay, this is getting a little heavy, but
yeah, you can't race straight.
Anyway, to switch the topic, I absolutely love it. It's very much like going downhill. It's almost like going on a sleigh ride or going downhill. It's really fast and it's fun. I just love this stage, period.
I'm interested in. If I had friends, I would play that drinking game. in high school we weren't old enough to drink, so we couldn't do that. Old enough. All right, let's do this.
This is another one of my favorite stages in the game. I love the wintry atmosphere of it, and I love the fact that instead of being a track that loops around, it actually has 3 specific parts to it. You really feel like that you're going downhill instead of going around in a loop.
That was something that they added to Mario Kart 8, right? That's exclusive to this version. Like, as far as just Mario Kart 8 in general, right? Like that the whole thing was just one straight path. That wasn't in any other Mario Kart, was it? I don't think so.
I don't think so. Yeah, I don't think so either, but that's what I really like about this one, because it really stands out. I wonder if there's another stage just like this one. Is it that F-Zero one? I forget. What's the other stage?
Yeah, F-Zero's like that. One of the Rainbow Roads is like that. Pedro.
The Nintendo 64 Rainbow Road version.
Yes.
Oh gosh.
Let's see.
Yeah, I like it. I like how this Mario Kart does different kinds of stages instead of being the ones you would normally expect. It makes it interesting.
Okay, I got a couple shout-outs. Trevor McAllister subscribed. Thank you so much, Trevor. I appreciate the subscription, homie. And Pedro Ligarios also subscribed as well, so thanks to both of you guys. Welcome to the village. Like I said, get these dudes some headbands. Enjoy your time here. A lot of cool stuff going on. So thank you so much. I really do appreciate the subscription, guys. It means a lot to me. All right.
So what are you gonna do? So what stage is next?
I picked the volcano stage, but it seems like people want to go to. Burrito wants to go to Donut Plains. So.
Well, it'll be very interesting to see what the choice turns out to be.
Yeah, we'll see.
What did they end up with?
I didn't look. I was looking at something else. Hey, what up, Quantum EL? I actually have some people watching. I have 3 people watching on Twitch. First of all, shout outs to all the people watching on Twitch. I should have read you guys' comments when I came across it in my little dashboard. Thank you, but shout outs. Thank you for watching me on Twitch, because nobody watches me on Twitch. I don't understand Twitch. I don't know how to get more followers on Twitch. So, so thank you so much for watching me. Snowy Cat, I'll get you a shout out after this race. Thanks for the subscription, homie. Yoshi's.
Nintendo Sin has a question. I'm not sure if I can really make sense out of this one, but here goes. He says, would it be possible for if Nintendo Switch got a battery in its VR dock station can go 4K with enough super light battery extra, or no matter what Switch... it's so confusingly written. I can't understand what he's saying.
Can you read it? Can you read it again?
Okay, but the way he writes it is just so... It's just very confusingly written, but I'll try. He says, question.
Oh, sorry. I just fell off the stage.
Alright, I'll try again. Question. Would it be possible for if Nintendo Switch got a battery in its VR dock station can go 4K with enough super light battery extra, or no matter what Switch dock 1080p will be the max? Oh jeez. I don't think 4K is even gonna happen on Switch.
Yeah, I don't think 4K is gonna be a thing, like for Switch so early. Maybe like a separate model. Maybe like years down the line, like when 4K becomes a common thing. But like even if you look at like PlayStation 4 Pro, that doesn't even do 4K like real 4K. You know what I'm saying? Like there's still issues. I fell off in the same place. Dang it. That still has issues with 4K and everything, so, you know,
Kind of like how Xbox Scorpio will be, right?
No, Scorpio's going to be more of a true 4K machine, because it's going to be more powerful. It has a 6 teraflop, GPU. The CPU's still kind of trash, but it's going to be more of a 4K machine than the PS4 Pro. It's going to be stronger than the PS4 Pro.
Yeah, well, to be honest, I really don't have much interest in a Scorpio, sorry to say, and even if Scorpio were to get their own games, they'd still have to be compatible with Xbox One, right?
Yeah, that's the rule that Microsoft's put. Sony's also put that same rule too on the PS4 Pro.
I know, that's what makes this generation so weird. I mean, what are they gonna do? What are they gonna do? Take the PS4 Pro and rename it PS5?
Rename the PS4 Pro PS5?
I don't think they're gonna do that, though.
No. Well, it's already named PS4 Pro. But I don't understand what you're trying to. Are you trying to say that they're going? Are you trying to say that they're going to make another model of the PS4
Well, I'm
Pro?
sorry, it's just that I've been hearing some people say there's talk about a PS5, and
Okay, yeah, I see what you're saying. Yeah, there might be a PS5. Okay, so there is one user from Twitch. It says, I think it's Kieran? I might have said that wrong. 9945 says Scorpio better have exclusives. It's not going to have exclusives. Not anytime soon. It's not going to. It's not going to. What they're going to try to do is they're going to try to make it to where, like, there's options. So, like, let's say if you play it on regular Xbox, this is a 900p, 30 frames per second game, Final Fantasy 15 type situation. But if you play it on Scorpio, this is a 1080p, or this is a 1440p, or this is a 4K 30 frames per second, or this has better dynamic textures and resolution. So it's going to look better, but there's not going to be any exclusives because because if you do that, then you alienate the fan base a little bit. People get mad. People got mad when Nintendo barely improved the power in the new in the 3DS, right? And they announced one exclusive. They announced Xenoblade Chronicles, and people got butthurt about that. Obviously, it didn't matter because people still bought it. But I'm just saying, you're not. I mean, Microsoft and Sony, they're not going to alienate their big fan base. I'll get that shout out in just a bit. But yeah, they're not going to alienate their fan base. You know what I'm saying? For PS4 Pro or Scorpio exclusives,
Yeah, although, speaking of Final Fantasy 15, I think the problem with that game is that, well, the engine of that game in particular, it was pretty problematic, even on the PS4.
Ah, gosh, what am I doing? God, I fall off the track for no reason.
Once again, we have two people wishing for Kingdom Hearts 3 on Switch. Listen, guys, I want this game on Switch more than you do, but on the other hand, that's ultimately up to Nintendo and Square Enix.
Man, is Kingdom Hearts 3 even real? Square Enix can seriously, I feel like saying in a video F off, with Final Fantasy 15 and Kingdom Hearts, this strategy of announcing stuff to hype up Sony press conferences is stupid. This is so dumb. Both of those games shouldn't have been announced. 2013, and we plan to have them ready by 2020. What? Get out of here. I gave Nintendo crap for announcing Xenoblade Chronicles, early, that early, and it came out. What did it come out? It came out in the end of 2015. I gave them crap for announcing it in 2013. And you're sitting here announcing Kingdom Hearts in freaking 2013, and it's going to come out by 2020, get out of here. I'm kind of had it up to here with Square Enix and their Kingdom Hearts and their Final Fantasy BS. You think that they would learn their lesson from freaking Final Fantasy 15 from announcing games that early, but nope, they did the same thing. Skip them, and I'm almost done with talking about those games. Until they show me that those games are, I want to see until it's out, until we got a release date. Screw those games. Screw Square Enix.
I don't care because I'm not really into those games in the first place, so
I just think it's dumb that they're gonna sit here and and then we're finally moving over to internal development of Final Fantasy 15 or Final Fantasy 7 remake. Wait a minute, hold up. So this whole time since you revealed it 2 years ago, it wasn't under internal development. Everything that you've seen, it was outsourced.
See, point, they really are taking forever with this.
That just makes me just say, you're doing this for hype factor, for Sony hype factor. Because both of those games were revealed at Sony press conferences. Hype factor. Sony's won E3 because of Final Fantasy 7 remake, a game that's not even being developed that wasn't even being developed internally at Square Enix at the time that they showed it off. Get out of here.
Rant.
Yes, rant. Like I said, I already talked about this. I didn't rant on like.
I always appreciate a good rant.
Yeah, me too.
It just. Oh god, whatever, man. Anyway, I got some shout outs. Let's see, let's go through the list here. So, Snowy Cat 45, Viral Wreck, and Marcus Elliott. Shout outs. Thank you so much for subscribing. I do appreciate it. Welcome to the village, homies. Please enjoy your stay. Get some headbands, get a drink, have some fun. It's a great time here. Check out the Patreon page too since you're so brand new. Want to get in on these tournaments. Looks like we got a full house here. We got people from Spain. We got people from the UK. Good stuff. Wait, it'd be wrong to see Halo on PlayStation just like Kingdom Hearts not on PlayStation? That's probably the worst example I've ever. What kind of, what?
Be honest.
Kingdom Hearts has already not been on PlayStation.
True. It's been on Nintendo 3DS and
It's been on DS, it's been on 3DS, like what?
I know, that's really silly.
And Halo was almost not on was also on Nintendo DS, by the way, guys. Just look.
In all fairness, though, I do think this 2020 thing is kind of like I'm willing to say. My opinion is that I think that's just that doesn't seem very plausible to me. I mean, I do not like that Square Enix announced the games before they were really ready to go. But on the other hand, I don't really see either one of those two being at 2020. I could be wrong, but who knows?
You think they'll be sooner than 2020?
Might be a little bit sooner than that. I think one of them could be in 2018, and the other maybe the year after.
They said to be 100% accurate. They said within the next 3 years. Within the next 3 years. So, but they just started. They just started internal development on Final Fantasy.
On Final Fantasy VII.
Yeah.
Yeah, I heard that.
They just started internal development. They
just started
internal development. Like, and that's the problem that I had. You announced the game before, and like, you know, and like I said, I gave Nintendo crap for that with Tokyo Mirage Sessions. You know, so.
I mean, I want to try Final Fantasy VII because I never played the first one. But
It's good, and maybe we might get the original Final Fantasy VII on Switch as a port since they're interested in porting their games. But on the other hand, I guess we're gonna just have to wait until E3 or Tokyo Game Show to find out.
I could wait because, like, you know, there are gonna be a lot of games coming out for the Switch, and you know, it's like it's not that big a deal to me.
Yeah, my problem, like I said, my problem is not necessarily like the time it takes. You know, whatever, take your time to make the game. My issue is like their announcement. It's done in order to just hype up a conference. You know what I'm saying? It's done for all the wrong reasons. This game should, and that's my issue with it. It's done to hype up conference, to hype up, to give I was gonna say something that I probably shouldn't have said, but it's done just for stupidity. It's done for stupidity, for boasting, for online. Oh yeah, Sony had this, and this is this conference, so therefore they win. Sony asked them to do stupid things like this, to announce dumb things like this, because I don't think Square Enix is. I think Sony is pushing for this type of stuff, to announce these type of things. I think it's Square Enix too, but I think both of them are pushing for this type of stuff for hype. Because then, like, how many years has it been? And there's nothing. And that's the problem that I have. Why don't you announce it when it's ready? You know, that's my thing.
They are a company, and they want money. So, like, they want fans to be hyped up, you know.
Agreed. Agreed. I agree, but I just think it's a little too early. Is there anything wrong with being hyped, like, you know, a year before it launches?
I also agree. I also agree. It is too early.
Yeah.
Because, like, it's like 3 years down the line.
Yeah, like I said, like with like Tokyo Mirage Sessions, dude, they showed off artwork from. They showed off artwork with a bunch of characters that aren't even in the game. They got a bunch of artwork of characters that weren't even in the game, like when they first showed off Tokyo Mirage Sessions.
Hey, look at this beautiful guy. He's not in the game.
Yeah. They showed off all these Shin Megami Tensei characters, and none of them were in the game. It's like, oh yeah, this is a great game. Wow, look at all these Shin Megami Tensei characters you can use.
Hey, look at this. We're not prepared for it.
Oh my god.
For something that isn't there yet.
Just be hyped for something that doesn't really exist. That game.
Education in this case.
The people in Japan were like the Atlas and Intelligent Systems were like, Nani? Like, why are they announcing? Like, what? Nintendo, what are you doing? Like, what's going on here? Why are you guys announcing this so early? I mean, I know why Nintendo announced it so early. It just doesn't make it right, though.
It's fun to make fun of companies.
Especially when you can play Monday morning quarterback, and it's like, at the time I was like, oh heck yeah, this is amazing.
Yeah, it's the best thing to make a good thing out of a bad situation, you know.
Yeah. I mean,
ranting or
Tokyo Mirage Sessions. I remember when my brother saw the game, he was so excited. And he kept on asking me, because my brother doesn't follow gaming news like we do. But he's a big gamer. He just doesn't follow gaming news because his job, he's always working. So he just doesn't follow it as much. And he kept on asking me like every single few weeks. Anytime I talk to him, hey man, when's Shin Megami Tensei Crossfire coming out?
I know the wait for that was ridiculous.
At one point, I was like, dude, it's never coming out. Leave me alone.
I saw all this stuff that the artwork, you know, it's coming to the game, but it doesn't exist. When is it coming? Tell me, senpai.
And he would ask questions like, well, is it like you know, is it coming? Like what does it look like? Like you know, what's the gameplay like? And I'd be like, dude, nobody's seen gameplay. Nobody's seen screenshots. All we saw was a bunch of default artwork that's already been available to anyone in the public. That's artwork that they just reused. It wasn't even new artwork for them.
Oh man, yeah, the wait for that game was stupid.
It wasn't even new artwork. It was the same artwork. So,
like to be honest, like after they announced it, I forgot about it. to be honest, like after a certain time, I don't know.
So Nintendo Examiner says Nintendo showed it in 2013. Gameplay was showed in 2015. It's like,
that's 2 years apart, isn't it?
yeah, that's still a good 2 years. But then my issue also wasn't released until 2016, and I also think the problem with it too is that it was at the very tail end of the Wii U's life. So you're hyping up games for the entirety of the system's actual shelf life. You know what I'm saying? Like.
Yeah.
That's not a good idea to do that. Like, because basically by the time the game's released, the Wii U was already on its way out. Nintendo had already said, hey, we have this system called the NX that's coming. You know what I'm saying? So everyone's like, man, you hyped these games up back when everyone thought that they were going to be out. I thought they were going to be out like in at the end of 2013, 2014, you know?
Yeah, like, it's so weird how they do it because, like, I think every other company that shows off their games, they wait until they have gameplay, like at least some gameplay to show, like SM2 or Shadow of War, you know? Like, they wait until they have, like, actual gameplay or some form of, like, gameplay, even if it's, like, engine footage, you know? Like, at least something moving instead of, like, still screenshots.
Yeah, and that's the problem with it, you know, it's still screenshots, you know, it's, you know, that, that's not, you shouldn't reveal a game like that with still screenshots, you know?
Yeah.
Or, I mean...
This 2 actually shows up this year, and it's not another situation like what we had with Tokyo Mirage Sessions.
I don't think it will be. Not this time. Not this time. Not based on...
Yeah, we at least got a trailer for that game.
Running in engine, too, so...
Yeah.
So that's good.
I just find it very bizarre that there are other companies that are choosing to announce games so early before they're even complete yet.
Yeah, like imagine, like, at the presentation, instead of showing, like, Xenoblade Chronicles 2 trailer, they showed screenshots, like, a lot of screenshots of the game, like...
Or just art assets.
Come on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, a bomb.
That'd be retarded, honestly.
Yeah, I agree. So Nintendo's obviously doing things quite differently.
Yeah.
Than what they did before. So that's good. Even like at the real reveal event, you know, people didn't like the reveal event, but the reveal event, there was a ton of games.
Yeah.
Oh my god, a bomb! 2 times in a row. I'm really playing
Either way,
bad.
I am very interested to see what Unreal Engine 4 games will be coming out.
Yeah, that 20 games in Japan alone. So I'll be interested to see what games come out for it with using the Unreal.
I think Nintendo Switch right now is like the indie machine right now. There's a lot of indie games.
There will be a lot of Japanese third-party games on there too, no doubt.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Let me
Indie games just are faster and easier to port, so that's why there's more indie games than bigger
Whereas
games.
the bigger games, even with Unreal Engine 4, might take more time.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Like
I
there
want
isn't
to
anything
talk about
wrong.
ukulele and Ryan.
There isn't anything wrong with indie games. You know, like I actually enjoy a really good indie game, but you know.
It just depends on the sort of indie game in question. I mean, there's good indie games and then there's bad indie games like The Letter. I absolutely regretted wasting my time with The Letter. It was terrible.
I also think indie games, just like when you put that moniker before it, people automatically seem that like it's like less quality.
Yeah,
you know, like when you put like because before in the past, like people would release indie games or self-published games all the time, but they weren't called necessarily indie games. People didn't refer to it as that. They just referred to it as just like games, or these small independent developers would find a publisher and co-publish, you know, back then. But now what they do is like they can self-publish. Digital has become a bigger thing, whereas before there was no digital. So really you had to find a publisher for mass distribution, you know. But there's always been independent developers that have been making games. It's just now it's just a lot easier. I think it has also a bad like when people say, "Oh, indie games," like Rhyme, stuff like Rhyme it's definitely.
I do not consider that an indie game.
It's an indie game, but at the same time, it's like it's still a lot like that they have to do, you know, for that type of game. You know, I would also say too, like with indie developers, like you know, Platinum Games is an indie developer, you know, so. Like indie developers can be big and can be small. A lot of people like associate them with small just because most of them are small. But indie developers can also be pretty big because Platinum's pretty big. So.
Wait, are they only called indie games because they're like throwback graphics, like 18-bit?
That's what people like to associate it to, but no. And what indie really means is that you're an independent developer. You're not owned. You're not owned by anything, and that's really anything. Platinum Games doesn't get associated with being an indie developer because they always work with like publishers, but they're not owned by anybody. So technically, they're an indie developer, but they don't self-publish. You know, a lot of their games. They get big publishers to do it.
Yeah, but like honestly, like there's some quote unquote like indie games that I don't consider to be indie games because they have so much content in them. For example, like Stardew Valley or Ukulele.
Those are definitely indie games, though. Those are definitely indie games. Those are 100% indie games.
Anyway, getting back to that talk about the Unreal Engine 4 games, let me see if I can think about which games in Japan that I know of that are being done with Unreal Engine 4.
You won't be able to think of many, trust me. There's only a few that's been revealed.
True, aside from the aforementioned Kingdom Hearts 3 and Final Fantasy 7 Remake, there's Dragon Quest 11 and Bloodstained and let me see what else. MVC or I think
Isn't Vane
Yes,
Code Vein.
I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Code Vein.
And let me see what else. Tekken 7, that's another one.
That's launching this week.
Yeah.
Is that Unreal Engine?
Oh no, Project Octopath doesn't look like an Unreal Engine game at all.
No, it's using Silicon Studios their custom framework engine that they have.
Right, I forgot the Shin Megami Tensei that we saw using Unreal Engine 4.
Yep.
That one, too, uses Unreal Engine 4. I had forgotten about that, too. Either way, it'll be really amazing if all of those ended up hitting the Switch. I mean,
Well, now with the new Unreal Engine update, doesn't it like straight to port to Switch? Is that
Well, it can do it.
Apparently, yeah.
Well, it can do it before. The difference with the newest update is that it has all of the features that it's updated to all the other ones. You know what I'm saying? So you had to export the Switch button, beforehand. Anyway, I only set this for an hour, and I probably should have set it for longer. If you guys want to, I'll stream for a little bit longer. So if you guys want to just join back in and just do practice races, that's cool. You guys want to do that or no?
Depends. But yeah, the whole export to Switch thing from Unreal Engine 4, that's probably one of the best things that they've done so far. That's really impressive.
Alright, yeah, so I'm just going to join back in. So I'll stream for like another 15, 30 minutes just because my daughter's not here. I don't know where she went. I know she went with my girlfriend for a bit, but I thought they would be back by now, but whatever. Yeah, stream more. Yeah, I'll stream for a bit more.
Oh, AUGMC asks, wait, so I got a quick question. If an engine can run on the Switch, can a game that runs on that engine run? Well, sure. I mean, if a game is built on a specific engine and it can run on the Switch, then why wouldn't it be able to run that game? That doesn't make sense.
I think maybe he messed up his words. Maybe he's trying to say something else.
Yeah.
Because I've been hearing some people say that, say if an Unreal Engine game 4 was made for PS4, there might have to be a little bit of toning down, even when you're porting it to the Switch from there.
Optimizations would probably be the correct word to.
Probably wouldn't be anywhere near, but it probably won't be anywhere nearly as bad as it would have been for, say, Wii U, which was basically non-existent with Unreal Engine 4.
Yeah, a lot of developers just didn't take the time to port over from PS4 to Wii U. I would say almost none of them. None of them
Well,
did.
it was understandable why they didn't do that. The Wii U was basically a failure, whereas the Switch is basically a runaway hit.
Even if it was more popular, I don't know how much support it would get. To be honest, it could have been a 3DS situation, where 3DS has okay support, right? But like a lot of developers still just skipped out on it for whatever reasons because of the hardware itself. Because like 3DS has been the leader,
Right,
and
because they used PowerPC on Wii U.
Exactly. Like, let me just tell you something right now. Major third-party developers don't need Nintendo. And that's something that people don't think about. They don't need Nintendo. They haven't needed Nintendo for a while now. So anything Nintendo gets, Nintendo's lucky to get. You know what I'm saying? Like, they don't need them. Like, Bethesda, Blizzard, all these dudes don't need Nintendo. None of them. Indie developers need Nintendo, so that's why indie developers release their games on Nintendo. Indie developers need Nintendo because they need every bit of revenue that they can get, and Nintendo fans are more are inclined to buy indie games. They will buy indie games, So yeah, indie developers need Nintendo, but major third-party dudes like EA and all that, what do they? They went a whole generation without supporting Nintendo. They went, you know what I'm saying? Like EA, they did nothing on 3DS. They did nothing on the Wii U, and they had those only a few launch games, right? And then that was that. And they're fine. They're still making tons of money. So why does EA? EA doesn't need Nintendo.
That's the Western side, though.
Yeah.
Japan, it's a little bit different because the console situation is kind of crappy right there.
You know what? And that's my bad. I actually should have said Western developers. Most major Western publishers do not need Nintendo. Japanese publishers, I would say that they definitely do, considering how the Japanese market is. Yes, major Japanese publishers, 100% need Nintendo. So, and that's why you're seeing, them release games and announce games from Atlas to Square Enix to Capcom. you know.
And even recently with the new Knights of Azure 2 from Koei Tecmo, they recently uploaded some new details about that game on Go Nintendo. I don't know if you covered that or not, but they apparently were updating more information on that.
Yeah, I didn't cover it. They said there's going to be a March 31st release. Now, I covered it when it was first announced for the Switch. And just to let you guys know, if you want to join back into the same room that you were in, the same tournament code. Just join back in. Yeah, okay, I see some of the people that were in before.
Yeah.
So yeah, I covered it then, but you know, I haven't covered it since.
Either way, that makes me really, really hopeful in terms of Japan third-party support, because a lot of the third-party games that I played when I had an NES and a Super NES, most of them were from Japan. I never went anywhere near the Activisions or many of the other big games that go on today. But the West is going to be a very tough nut for Nintendo to crack. I wondered how they were going to handle that.
To be honest, they don't need to crack it. They can crack that with their own first-party games, which Western gamers, us, you know, we all like Nintendo's games. We don't care that it's from Japan, it's from Europe or whatever part. We just like that it's a Nintendo game, that the way that it plays. So Nintendo's going to be able to sell their games, and slowly but surely, because Western developers all want money, some of them will latch on and make games. A lot of them won't, but some of them will, and that's just the way it is. Like, it's never going to be Nintendo like Sony and Microsoft. Never going to be like Nintendo like Sony, where they just get everything. That's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. Until Nintendo makes a PS4 clone and reduces the amount of first-party games that they release, that's how they can get full third-party support.
Then they will lose what makes them great, though.
Exactly. Exactly.
Well, mostly from the Western side. I think in Japan they basically have no choice because, you know, they've basically been thriving on portable.
Well, yeah, I mean, in Japan it's fine, but that's what I'm saying. Like, if Nintendo ever wants to get full third-party support, it's a very clear path. Just do what Microsoft and Sony did. All you've got to do is make a x86 console that's just all about power, and reduce the amount of first-party games that you make exclusive bundle deals, give third-party developers money to do those type of things, and you'll get full third-party support. That's all they got to do.
That plan sounds good, but like, you know, first-party, the first-party debacle thing, it's not. I don't like that. I like their first-party.
They would have to reduce the amount in order to give third-party developers more room to to breathe as far as their games go, because there's only a finite amount of money. There's never unlimited money with consumers. You know, time and money is really important for a lot of people, and a lot of people don't have. Yeah, so that's why you're just never going to see Nintendo. It's just never going to be like that. Not that and also Sony doesn't care about Japan like Nintendo cares about Japan. You know, obviously Nintendo cares more about Japan.
Yeah, Sony seems to have been moving away from Japan, whereas.
So that's another thing. You know, that's another big dynamic into this whole thing. Microsoft and Sony obviously do not make systems for. Look how big the Xbox One originally was, and the PS4. Really big systems. You know.
Yeah,
so.
And Xbox One doesn't really have a lot of Japanese games either. I mean, what games they do, a lot of people don't even take interest in them. Yeah. I don't think a lot of Xbox owners even bought Final Fantasy 15.
From VG charts, which cannot be.
I remember the simpler times where like we were little kids and we didn't care about numbers and sales and all this stuff. Just video games.
I would do anything to go back to that point.
Me too.
I would do anything to go back.
On YouTube, it's kind of your job.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I have to talk about that crap, you know? Like,
I absolutely miss that era too. I really do miss it.
I never knew the sales of Chrono Trigger, not once when I was playing that game growing up. I never
just enjoyed the game.
Yeah, I never knew the sales of Chrono Trigger.
That was a really wonderful game, Chrono Trigger. I love that game so much.
I didn't even know I had no clue how much the N64 sold. I had no clue how much the PlayStation sold. I had no clue how much anything sold. I mean, sometimes I would see it in like video game magazines, and I'd be like, okay, yeah, whatever. When's the next game that's coming out? You know, like I didn't care. Like, but now it's like it's so ingrained to what you have to talk about for news.
It's in your brain.
It's exactly. It's like in your brain. Like when you see stuff like that, you have to say something. You have to.
How many switches are gonna separate?
Gosh, but like I said, I loved, and I talked about this before in a old video, maybe. Probably you guys weren't even subscribed to me back then, but I was like, dude, the era, and I think it was a Mr. T made a video, the era of like Sega Saturn and like PlayStation and 64 and Super Nintendo was on its way out, but still getting some games. That era was so great. Sometimes, I mean, you can get magazines and you can see what games you think were cool, but there was just
I loved that era. That was my favorite era too.
There was just like an era of, there was like mystique about the game. It's like you didn't know like what was going on, like you didn't see everything about the game like you see now. Like it was just so much better in my opinion, you know. But those times will never. Now the internet ruined everything.
I mean, it's not like a burden to talk about like sales and crap, but it's interesting. But like, it gets to a point where you get tired of hearing it.
Oh yeah, I agree.
Yeah, it can be very bothersome after a while.
I 100%, 1,000,000,000% agree. I wish it could go back to the like when I was like that was the best time in my opinion. Like that era, you know, PlayStation. PS1.
There was also a lot less trolls back then.
Or
yeah,
just there was not the internet wasn't around as like it was like
exactly.
Yeah, the only way we could get our information was from those Nintendo Power magazines. I still have a whole bunch of Nintendo.
Or like Game Pro, you know, Game Informer,
Electronic Gaming Monthly, and. What else did they have back then?
They had Game Pro, they had Game Informer, they had Electronic Gaming Monthly, Nintendo Power. There was some more. I just don't remember all of them. I just remember like video game magazines just being really cool. I used to get Game Pro back in the day. I got Game Pro a lot, and that's how like sometimes even like how I made like some of my purchases when I started working as like when I was like 11 or 12. I would do some summer jobs and I would get a little bit of money. Like, well, what do I get? Well, there's no internet. Well, there was internet back then, but it was not. It was not like real internet. It was like net zero dial-up, and like all the video game sites. I mean, back then IGN just got started as like whatever. I think it was like Nintendo64.com or something like that, or it was like N60. Like that. Yeah, it wasn't.
They were definitely one of the first. I think they were one of the first in-depth websites that I went to.
Oh yeah.
Got N64.
Easily, because they started up in 1996. Started up in 1996, so yeah. For many people, IGN was their first major website. I mean, that's why IGN's as big as it is. It was one of the pioneers in online content. Shoutouts
now it's gone completely downhill, tragically.
Shoutouts to Matt Casamassina and Matt Casamassina and Per Snyder and all those guys, man. Like they made online like gaming so cool for Nintendo fans back in the day.
They were very good.
Oh,
it's too bad
amazing.
IGN has gone downhill since then.
It is what it is. I will say Per Snyder's still there. Per Snyder is amazing. Jose Otero's great. So I'll give shout outs to them. I try to calm down on like criticism of IGN in their sake. But if they weren't there, boy, I'd be going in on IGN. But I try to calm down because I mean Per followed me on Twitter. He's very nice. So I try to calm down my criticism of IGN, like keep it, civil. So I'm not gonna go off on them. But man, sometimes they need to be going on. Like sometimes they need like, I don't know if you guys follow what's his name, HMK, but he goes off on IGN all the time.
Angry Joe has to.
I love his rants on those.
Oh, but his Kingdom Hearts rants, absolutely legendary.
Angry Joe has to get on IGN and rant on them.
I just don't think he cares. Angry Joe.
Well, yeah, but I'm just saying, like in some hypothetical.
Like a hypo. Oh, okay, yeah, that would be good. I think he's the thing Angry Joe's good at. He's good at ranting on games. That dude like his review. My favorite review of his is I have a couple favorite reviews, but I'd probably say the Rambo review was had me in tears. Like, he's a man, not a god. He's a man, not a god. That had me in tears.
One of my favorites of his reviews is the Destiny one. Yeah.
Oh yeah, Destiny was good. Destiny was really good. It was really insightful, and it was also, of course, funny. His review of Michael Jackson, The Experience, too, that was really, really good. and DJ Hero. Like, the quirky games that he's reviewed, those reviews are really, they're pretty much almost all comedy, for the most part, so those are pretty good.
I like
Who is this? Because I feel left out. I have no idea what you guys are talking about.
Angry Joe.
You don't know who Angry Joe is?
No, I don't.
Oh, wow.
Like 2 million subs?
He's a very popular gaming YouTuber. One of the most popular. He's like in the top 10 for YouTube, gaming channels.
But like, he's not one of those guys that like posts up like videos like consistently. Like, he streams like every day.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and then he puts up highlights or whatever of his stream. His videos take a long time. Sometimes even months to make. Because he does full green screen game reviews, dressed up in costume. Jokes, scripts, and it's not just him. It's small scale logistics. Between him, sometimes maybe 2 or 3 people. He has another guy on his channel called Other Joe that just whenever you see him, you know something funny's about to happen. Like, it's like the WoW review was good.
Yeah. So I mean, that's kind of what Angry Joe's about.
But like, it kind of sucks because Nintendo hates him, and he wanted to review Breath of the Wild, which he did, but he had to do all kinds of crap to like get it to not.
It still got claimed. By the way,
they've been really strict on YouTube lately.
They particularly
They've
don't.
always been strict.
They particularly don't like him though. Nintendo particularly doesn't like him.
Why? Yeah. Because of the way he comes across?
No, because of what he did in the Wii U era, when Nintendo was at one of their lowest points. The stuff that he would say got Nintendo a ton of bad press. Like, major websites were reporting major YouTuber destroys Nintendo's stupid policy on YouTube. And that was plastered over N4G when he did that. Like, he didn't go to Nintendo first. Even back then, he was a popular YouTuber. He never went to Nintendo and said like, hey, maybe can we work this out? What's going on with this? He just ranted, and Nintendo did not. I would guess Nintendo did not like that. That would be my guess.
In that case, I wouldn't blame them for being so split down.
And he also said the same too. He said the same thing too. He was like, I don't blame them at this point, because he not only did that once, but he did that twice. He did that twice. So
it's not like it's not Nintendo America's fault though. It's not. It's like Nintendo Japan's fault.
I would say it's both. I would definitely say, because here's the thing. Nintendo of America, they won't talk to him.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, the Nintendo of America reps, which are independent from Nintendo of Japan. Nintendo of America, they handle, YouTuber inquiries, all sorts of stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you want to get, a Nintendo ambassador, if you want to get review codes, that's not handled through Nintendo of Japan. That's handled through Nintendo of America. I know this because I talk to, Nintendo quite a bit. I'm trying to get review codes or whatever, and they won't talk to him at all. And he's a massive YouTuber. They'll talk to me, and this is when I had 10,000 subscribers, they were talking to me, but they won't talk to him. And so that's obviously because of something that he did that they won't talk to him. They also stopped talking to the BitBlock, because of stuff that he said. So, like, you gotta be careful, you know what I'm saying? Like, if you got an issue, you better take it up with them first. You better take it up with them first. If you go online and start ranting and not talk to them first, chances of you getting anything from them or not getting claimed is very slim. So be careful, like, if you want to rant on them, but you better have talked to them first, otherwise, they're not going to talk to you, they're not going to give you review codes, they're going to blacklist you, so.
So you technically have to kiss their butt.
No, you don't have to kiss their butt. You just have to be professional. You got to act like a professional. And that's the thing a lot of YouTubers don't understand. Ranting on a company because of a policy that's not professional. Taking it public, that's not a professional thing to do. It doesn't. Any business will tell you that. If you have a problem with the business, you know what I'm saying, like a problem like that, you go to them first. Now, if they're still going to be lame about it, then rant. Go ahead and rant. Don't expect anything though, but go ahead and rant. But the way that you do, like the way that he did it, as far as how popular he is, that wasn't professional. You know what I'm saying? He should have handled it more professionally. And that was the biggest problem Nintendo had, is that it wasn't done in a professional manner. Like, he should have went to them. He has, you know, they would have talked to him at the beginning. You know, look how many subscribers he has. You know what I'm saying? Like, they would have talked to him, but he never went to them.
After that rant was posted, it kind of went controversial because Review Tech was calling, like, Angry Joe out saying, oh, he only did it, like, for views, you know, because they know, you know, Nintendo's a big company, and they would do crap like that. I don't believe that. I think he's honestly just frustrated, but yeah, he should have done Nintendo first.
Which is okay. Which is okay, because everyone makes mistakes, right? I don't think he was trying to be malicious. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, like, and if he made a mistake, he made a mistake. I'm still subscribed, even after that. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's okay. Yeah, it's okay. It's not a problem. You know?
Be honest, if you want to voice objections to how certain people or company one thing, but it's another if you do it absolutely unprofessionally.
Yeah.
You should never ever try to do that.
I honestly would have been nice to see some Nintendo game reviews on his channel.
It would be. Oh, I agree. It would be great if they could, but you know, it's unfortunate. You know, because like I pretty much have it down to a science. I'll get that in just a bit. I have it down to a science, man. Like, as far as what gets claimed, what doesn't get claimed. I know the footage that gets claimed, you know, from Nintendo. I know what footage to use to not get claimed, you know, like, and that's still a big issue. Some people don't understand because they don't want to take the time. You know what I would do? This is what I would do to get around Nintendo copyright claims. Like, if Nintendo releases a new trailer or something, I upload it to my channel and I put it on unlisted and I wait to see if Nintendo claims it. I'll wake up and go to sleep. I'll upload a trailer, put it unlisted so nobody can see it but me. And then if in the morning, if that's claimed, I'm like, okay, well, I can't use any of that footage for any of my videos. You know, sometimes I'll upload footage, you know, that they put up. I'm like, can I use this? Like, okay, great. Like, for example, the Treehouse Live, back when Nintendo Switch was first revealed, you can use all of that. So if you need ARMS footage, if you need anything that was played on that on there from a first-party standpoint, they'll let you use any of it. Where some people, like, if you use the latest ARMS trailer from like the Japanese sites, that will get, or from the Japanese YouTube, you'll get your footage claimed if you use that whole trailer. But if you use the Treehouse Live footage, you're good. You don't, none of that will get claimed. So you just got to know what you can use and what you can't use, and that's what I've been doing forever.
But like, I honestly think that kind of sucks that Nintendo fans have to do that, like, if they want to post YouTube content with like gameplay and trailers and stuff, because like, you know, it's basically free publicity and revenue for them, because if people see a popular YouTuber playing a game who isn't like a Nintendo like friend, you know, like an ambassador like you, right? Then and they claim it, you know, like they lose a lot of that customers, like potential customers. You know?
It could be, but Nintendo's games have always sold regardless. People are going to play their games regardless, you know. So I mean, I definitely see what you're saying, and I wish it wasn't the way that it is. But at the same time, like, if you do want to be a YouTuber, like, they're just saying share the revenue, you know. But a lot of YouTubers don't want to share the revenue. A lot of YouTubers don't. I mean, I'm signed up with their program too. Do I ever use it? No, because I'm not a Let's Play YouTuber, you know. So I don't ever use their thing, you know, because I don't do Let's Plays like that. There's some games that Nintendo just doesn't care about. Like, you can play it all you want. You don't got to worry about anything. Like, for example, like Tokyo Mirage Sessions, Bayonetta 2. For the most part, Smash Brothers. Just watch the music on Smash Brothers. But for the most part, Smash Brothers, you're good too. So there's actually quite a number of games where they don't care at all. The main games that from what I've seen, it's like Mario. Anything with Mario in the title, like any Mario game, that's when like they start going claim happy. Mario Kart is interesting because sometimes they claim Mario Kart, sometimes they don't. So
I mean,
It's
Mario
weird.
is an icon, a cultural icon. You know?
But I mean, I agree with you. I wish it was. I wish it wasn't like that, but it is.
It's life.
Yeah, it's life. It's just that's the rules. That's what they're doing. So just gonna have to deal with it, you know.
Yeah.
Sega used to do that too with Bayonetta. Made me mad.
Oh, come on. I'm sorry, I literally had an air horn in first place. I get hit with a lightning, lose it, and then a blue shell hits me. Perfect worst time.
I like it. No, I'm joking. I suck. I suck.
Surprise.
I'm in 7th place. I suck. RHM Legend says, "What's the difference between being professional in this matter and unprofessional?" I'm pretty sure I explained it. Being professional is going to Nintendo, sending an email saying, "Hey, you know, I have this claim on there. Is there anything that we can do to work this out? You know, I'm a Nintendo fan. I want to play your games. You know, what can we do to work this out in a business manner?" Being unprofessional is going online, uploading a video saying, "Nintendo's policy sucks. This is stupid. All I'm trying to do is make video, blah blah blah." That's unprofessional. That's very unprofessional, you know.
And pretty trollish and pretty inappropriate.
I wouldn't say it's inappropriate. I wouldn't say that, because if someone wants to rant, they're definitely, that's nothing wrong. With freedom of speech, he can rant if he wants to. It's just unprofessional. That's all I'm saying. It's just unprofessional for someone as big as he is, because he's not the only YouTuber who's dealt with this. Look, there's a guy called Zach Scott Games. Okay, he's a Let's Player. Yeah. He plays Nintendo games like crazy, and Nintendo doesn't claim his videos. Don't you think that there's something different that those two guys did? Like, Zach Scott doesn't get his videos claimed. Angry Joe does. There's something. Game Explained. They don't get their videos claimed. There's obviously differences between being professional and not. Obviously, those guys are being more professional compared to what Angry Joe did, because you don't see Zach Scott. And there's probably been times where Zach Scott uploads a video and it's claimed, and he's like, "Oh, you know what I'm saying? Like, why?" But you've got to calm down and you've got to be professional about it if you want to make revenue off of Nintendo's games. That's all I'm saying. Because Zach,
like, aren't there also some people that like try to contact them like professionally, but then they don't respond, and then that's why they make a rant or something?
There's probably been some people that have definitely done that. You know, we were just talking about in Angry Joe's case. But yeah, there's probably been some people where Nintendo doesn't respond back, or they'll just basically, Nintendo has a policy. They have the Nintendo Creators Program. They'll just revert. They'll just say, "Well, look at our Creators Program." You know. Okay. They'll just say that. Look at our Creators Program, and that's pretty much probably been their response to everyone. Look at our Creators Program. You know. Yeah. Heck, I'm a Nintendo ambassador, and they told me, "Hey, like you're not completely whitelisted on everything. You got to still look at that program." You know, and I'm a Nintendo ambassador. They told me that. I'm like, all right, it's cool. You know, like there's a reason why I don't do Let's Plays, like because I ain't trying to deal with all that. You know. I mean, if you're starting up a channel, don't be a Let's Player. I'd say that's the last thing you want to be, is a Let's Player.
I'm not doing that.
The market is crowded. Zach Scott and PewDiePie and all these guys, they have a monopoly. And like all these other, there's too many popular YouTubers that do. They
also started way back then when it was like first getting started.
Exactly. It's don't be a Let's Player. It's almost, there's no reason at this point. And like, yeah, especially if you're a Nintendo fan, hell no.
Just gotta think of something other Nintendo related to do besides Let's Play.
Yeah, that's what I do. You know, mainly just do news, and I'll do live streams like this, but it's not the main thing. It's not the main thing of what I do. But God, I'm getting destroyed. Unless you have some type of really cool gimmick or hook, then I'd say be a Let's Player. Also, being a reviewer, that can be good, but being a reviewer, it costs a lot of money to be a reviewer, you know?
Really costs a fortune just to review one of their games?
No, I'm saying like just to be if you want to do like reviews, you've gotta you gotta buy all the games like when they release, you know? Because people want to see reviews for the most part, when they're somewhat new. And who's going to pay for that? You've got to pay for it. So you're going to be buying a lot of $60 games. Like right at launch, you got to buy the game. And it's going to end up being negative. I mean, we saw, there was a small YouTuber who I used to do some collaborations with, Zero.
Zero.
Yeah, Zero XZ2, or something like XZ something. He was a reviewer, and he ended up shutting down his channel because he's like, dude, I'm not making any money. People aren't subscribing. It's getting too expensive because since he's a reviewer, you got to review all the games when they launch. So he's spending $60 on the games. He's giving away eShop cards to get people to try to watch his content, and it's just not working for him, you know?
Yeah, that is why you gotta like have other things, you know, like for example, like discussion, there are different gameplays, not let's plays, but gameplays. You know,
and I tried to tell him that. Like I told him that many times. I was like, dude, like, because like sometimes he would upload discussions and people would watch. He'd get thousands of viewers. And I'm like, more than his reviews. I'm like, dude, why don't you do some more discussions like news? And he refused. He refused to do it. I'm like, people think that you're interesting. Like, people will subscribe more if you have more content. You know, your content is too short, you know, because it was only 5 minutes for his reviews. So he screwed himself in terms of YouTube revenue by only he screwed himself in YouTube revenue by only having 5-minute reviews. And then he uploads like a review or two every week or so. Like, so that's just a recipe for disaster, you know. So. Yeah. And his channel was good, you know? It was a good channel.
Yeah. And then, like, older people, like, believe it or not, like, are interested, like, in other people's opinions. Like, no matter, like, how small or big you are. You know? It's like, expanding horizons.
Exactly. Well, you just want to hear what someone else has to say on something. You know, I had a mushroom. I could have used a shortcut.
Which is, like, super nice, like, to hear other people's opinions besides yours.
Exactly. Yeah. And I told him a number of times, like, while we were still, you know, working together, I was like, dude, like, you really need to do some other stuff, like you should, like, you know. But he refused, you know. He just didn't want it. He wanted to try to make it, you know, his way, which is, you gotta respect that, right? Like, someone who's trying to do what they want to do, you know, on YouTube, you gotta respect it. And now he has a different channel.
What is it?
It's not a gaming channel. It's how do I explain it? Comedy?
Oh. Satire?
Satire? Yeah, satire. Satire comedy, you know, with this dry sense of humor that he has.
Yeah.
Like he was like impersonating Trump. He was talking about why Asian people are being cheap, you know, or like why, like.
So kind of like the Leafy.
Does Leafy doesn't show himself on camera anymore, does he?
Everyone got tired of like not it's not just him obviously, but everyone got tired of that, like that satire content. You know, a lot of people moved away from it, and now Leafy is like a dying. He's not dying, but like he's growing really slowly, as if back then when he exploded. You know.
So I mean, I've seen Leafy's videos. He does, like, he looks at certain things and starts talking about them in certain ways. So I would say, yeah, there was probably some similarities, but his videos are definitely, the tone and the way that it is completely different. You know. So yeah. Yeah, another person in the chat says Dashi plays games all the time.
I
Nintendo
love
games.
Dashi.
Yeah, he's good.
I love Dashi.
Abdullah Smash plays. I mean, there's a lot of guys. There's a lot of guys that play Nintendo stuff. It's just gotta go about it certain ways. But yeah, it would be nice if we didn't have to worry about it at all.
It'd be funny. It'd be cool if, like, I could be like as comedic as Dashi, because I literally only go to his channel like in the Dashi games. I go to his channel for like his personality, because he's created so many jokes that like stick, you know, with his fan base, and it's cool.
That guy has so much energy. He's probably exhausted after his videos. That guy has so much energy. I can't. I tried to be, like, you know, hyped up when I remember I was playing like Uncharted, I was tired. I'm like, I'm never gonna do this again. I was trying to make a bunch of jokes and they weren't working. I'm like, dude, like this sucks, man. I'm just gonna leave it to the guys like Dashing. Like, which is kind of like how like I can respect guys like Zach Scott. Although I might not be the biggest Zach Scott fan, my daughter loves his videos though. But I can respect him because he's just normal. He's just talking like a normal guy. He's just like, okay, oh yeah, oh I died here. Gosh, sorry about that, guys.
I have one request, OJ.
What's up?
Do a Mario Kart ASMR video.
A what?
Mario Kart ASMR. Did you know ASMR?
No, I have no idea what that is.
ASMR. You really talk really softly. It's for people like who have like not disorders, but like certain things. I don't know. It's like it's for people who like need relaxing, I guess, like anxiety stuff, anxiety. And stuff.
Okay, let me research it. And if I can do it to where it's like to where it's watchable, I'll definitely do it.
It's weird though.
Okay, let me research it a little bit, and then I'll see if I can do one.
I doubt you're gonna do it because it's like so out of your comfort zone.
Oh, okay, okay. You know, live streaming's out of my comfort zone. I used to hate live streaming. I hated it. But that's before I researched how to make things easier, you know? Usually things are better like when you research and you can make things easier for yourself, then you don't get as upset, you know?
It's fun being like on a live stream or live streaming because like you're actually talking to the people who watch you instead of like that wall being there that they only watch your videos.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Pretty.
actually,
One of the reasons why that's one of the reasons why I started doing it too.
Live streaming? Or joining?
Live streaming with this voice chat thing.
Oh, yeah. Did you go somewhere for a bit, John?
Oh, no, I didn't actually go anywhere. My internet briefly disconnected for some bizarre reason, but I'm back now. Sorry I disappeared for a little while. I just don't know why it happened.
I thought you left us because you didn't like what we were talking about. I was like, oh.
Oh, no, it wasn't that. I was very much there, but for some reason, I had a brief little disconnection right there. I apologize.
I really suck. I'm horrible.
I suck. I don't know if it's just like people being better or I suck or both, but all I know is I suck on Mario Kart.
I'm going to blame it on jet lag.
Yeah, you know, I'll stop streaming.
That's the reason why I got in a little later than usual because I just got off the plane. The second got back in my apartment, I'm like, all right, gotta load up.
I'll stop streaming like when my daughter comes back, so we can just hang out and stream until then.
When is she due back, by the way?
I don't know. I don't know where she's at. she's with my girlfriend. So.
Oh.
Yeah.
Girls' night.
She ran off.
It's like my daughter's missing. She ran away, and I'm not really sure where she is. And I'm playing video games instead of trying to find her.
Such a responsible parent.
I know, seriously.
The best parent of the year.
You know what? I have something. If you can see me on camera, I'll show you guys. Where's it at? Where's it at? I can't find it. No, I can't find it. Oh, here it is. All right, my daughter made me this. All right.
Give me a minute to take a look and see.
Best Dad 2016. I know we're in 2017, but she made me this, okay? So, I agree. I am the best dad.
That's wonderful if your daughter really thinks that highly of you.
She thinks very, very highly of me. I'm not sure why, but she does. No, me and my daughter, we have a really, really special relationship. She's starting to become like, really have her own personality and stuff. And she's very much like me when I was a kid. She's very competitive. She loves video games. She loves Mario. Like, I'm so happy about this. Like, she still watches some of her toy channels, but she's really started to watch more like, video game videos now. Like, she started to watch like, Zach Scott play through Super Mario 3D World. She's starting to play Super Mario 3D World and like beating levels. So like, I'm super, super, super proud of her and like happy.
Does she watch your videos?
No, she hates my videos. she likes Zach Scott games. She likes mainly him because there's not a lot of YouTubers that you can that aren't like for kids.
Yeah.
Zach's channel shows up within kids videos, like on YouTube Kids. Yeah. So he's about the only one that really shows up. So she really likes him. As far as video game, people.
Watch. Pretty soon she'll be your likely descendant in reporting the true news.
She's like the next in line, my heir apparent, my successor.
Here's your the what is the master of the village in Naruto called?
Hokage.
Here's your Hokage robe.
So like 20 or like 15 to 20 years from now, like when I retire, I'm like, all right, it's time for the next generation.
Here's your Hokage robe.
She becomes the Hokage one of these days. You know what?
It's like a whole special ceremony.
I wouldn't be surprised if that happened.
I would honestly attend that.
If one of these days I was like, you know what, I just don't feel like doing this anymore, and like my daughter's there, I mean, who knows if people would actually watch her, and we'll see. Maybe she'll want to do this. She likes talking about video games. Like she can talk about Super Mario 3D World all day. If that's her favorite game, her favorite system's Wii U. She loves the Wii U. She loves Super Mario 3D World. So.
Well, honestly, I would actually like if she was the hair.
Oh man, that's so far down the line. I'm just trying to prepare myself for her going into school, like getting mentally prepared for that, because oh god, she's I just don't like because boys go up to her all the time. I just don't like all the boys that are around her. And that happens a lot. So I'm trying to not think about it, Trying to not think about it, but it's always in the back of my mind. So I'm trying to mentally prepare myself for that. When she's older, when she's 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, throughout high school. So.
Yeah, I think any good dad is really protective of their daughter.
Yeah, I'm pretty not as protective as some people, but definitely, make sure I want to look out for her. She's spoiled. She's spoiled, and she needs. I'm tough on her at times though too. So.
It's a dad. You have to be a dad.
Yeah, because my dad was super tough on me. Man, oh my gosh, he was super tough. So. I'm nowhere near as tough as my dad was. Because my dad was just really tough on us. My mom was like okay, hey, whatever, My mom was like, yeah, whatever, kind of just do what you do.
It's weird. Well, because my dad told me that his mom was the one that disciplined and was the one that was really hard, and the dad was not.
Kind of like the Malcolm in the Middle. You ever watch that show?
Yeah, oh my god. Am I one of the few that actually love that show?
No, you're not, dude.
That show all the time.
That show was multi-billion-dollar show at one point. It was making a ton of revenue for. Oh yeah, oh yeah. It was they did almost 10 seasons of that show. I know it was at least 7. Oh my god, I'm going the wrong way. At least 7 seasons. That show was super popular. That guy, the main character, Munoz or whatever, he was he was an international star at one point. He did Agent Cody Banks, and he was in a ton of movies. He was making he was one of the top, salary children, child stars at one point. That show was super popular. Everyone liked it for the most. Well, most people liked it. I mean, I didn't really meet many people that didn't like it.
Oh yeah, fun fact: Frankie Muniz or Malcolm, the first season. He looks like he's 9 or 10, right? But he's actually the age. He's actually 15 or 16.
Yeah. He looked really young.
Yeah, it's weird.
He's the same. We're the same age. So when that show started, I was in 7th grade when that show started. So yeah, he was 13, 14. But he definitely looked a bit younger. Yeah, because we're pretty much the same age. I think he might be like a couple months older than me, but I know we're very much around the same age. Okay. Yo, Link, shoutouts. Got 4th place. Malcolm in the Middle was real. I remember what got me to watch. I don't know. Have you guys seen Breaking Bad?
I haven't watched it, but all my friends rave about it.
It's the greatest thing ever.
I've always been debating if I should watch it or not on Netflix, but I recently got a 4K TV, and Breaking Bad is one of the few that's in 4K. I think that's going to motivate me. Like after I finish watching my current show, I'm gonna watch
No 4K, no watching, baby.
Okay.
What's up?
Start a podcast would be perfect for your channel.
We actually did do a podcast at one point.
Yeah, we do have a podcast coming back. Like we did like the fan cast. We do Player Since Cross Nintendo. Yes, and I will be bringing that back in June. I've got a new a childhood friend of mine. Well, actually, a childhood friend of my brother's. But he grew up in our house too, so I'd always see him. He's going to be joining us for that. Nate. So that's going to be starting. I'm going to have probably John. Or I'm going to have people. We're going to be rotating people from Patreon members. So I'll ask for a sign up list, and then you guys just sign up, and then whoever wants to come on will be able to come on each week, and we'll be starting that probably this week or next week, leading up to E3. So thank you for thank you for reminding me. So
As for whether I can make any one of those, it ultimately depends on my schedule, because as I told you, I have a commitment to appear in West Side Story, and even though I was able to appear this evening, I will be much more busier next week because
that's okay.
Require me over there.
We will.
So that
We'll probably have a good long list of people who want to come on, and it's only going to be one guest at a time. So if you can't make it one week, that's fine. We'll get somebody. We're going to rotate people, so it's not always going to be you. It's going to be rotating for the Patreon members. There's going to be some Patreons that just don't want to do it. So we'll have a good list of people, and we'll rotate, and you guys can come on and talk about gaming news and all that, and I'll have Nate on for that as well.
And hopefully by then we'll know a little bit more about what's going on with everything.
My name is also Nate, by the way.
Oh, well, your name is Burrito from then on at this point, so...
Well, that's my tag.
Yeah, I'm not calling you Nate. I'm calling you Burrito.
yeah, obviously. I like that better.
Yeah, I like Burrito, so... Unless you want me to call you Nate.
No. I like Burrito. Don't ever call me.
Don't ever call me Nate again. Alright, let's do this. I ran right into a tree. Alright, come on. Last stretch. Oh my gosh, who's this guy? How many green shells does he have? Side green shell. Oh, blue shell incoming. Who was in first place?
Hey, so fun fact, a few days ago. A few days ago, I actually I'm getting Deviator to start his own channel,
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty cool because me and him had like an hour-long talk after the live stream on Wednesday. It was pretty fun, yeah. I just talked to him about how I've been a fan of you over a long time and stuff, and how it's nice to talk to people who would know what I'm talking about, because I don't have a lot of friends like you. So it's nice to come on these and talk to people who understand me and who know.
Yeah, because most people don't have friends who are super into gaming, and if you do, it's a very unique circumstance,
I'm pretty sure I annoy my friends all the time talking about games.
Yeah, like my brother tells me like he has nobody around him. You know, when he goes to work, like when I was working, nobody ever played anything, man. They're a bunch of bums. None of them played anything. All they want to talk about is guns and hiking and stuff that normal people do. I'm like, man, that stuff is boring. That's real life. can we talk about stuff to get us away from this boring life? Because I mean, Jesus. So yeah, like when I was like at work, every single job I've been at, I've been totally out. Like it just seems like I can't mention anything about like cool like video games or anything because nobody knows anything, you know.
It's the same thing with my parents. I mean, they both, even though they both sometimes really do like watching the games that I play, they're not as super in-depth in it as I am, and so I have to be very careful about how much I talk about it with them, because because a lot of things are going on in their mind all the time, and I understand it very well, but it can be a little bit difficult at times.
But do you have like, because I know you said you work with children though, so I guess it's kind of different, but like, you know, like at work and stuff, like if you're, you know, a lot of the times like when you go to work, nobody knows anything about video games. Nobody plays video games like that. Or they'll just be like, oh yeah, you know, I played Call of Duty Black Ops too. You know, like they'll say something like, oh yeah,
I like that, Francis. I mean, it's just that if any of my kids actually do play games, it's not really something that I'm supposed to talk about with them because my job over there is to make sure that they get their homework done and to sign them out when they're finished. Sometimes, rather uncomfortably, let them know when they're being inappropriate. And that's something I never like doing. Because I consider myself a genuinely nice guy, and I don't like to be tough on anybody at all.
So, okay, yeah, so I mean, I understand, yeah, your job. So even if they were into games, it's not like you could, you know, say anything to them about it anyway, because, you know, you're tutoring, you're doing stuff like that. So, yeah, so I mean, so even like in your situation, like, you can't really, you know, talk about, you know, games like that. So most people can't, like when you know, when you're working and all that. Most people can't. So it's cool to be able to talk like this, you know, with people that know gaming and all that. That's what we're trying to get to, I guess.
People, anyway, it would be a very esoteric subject, and because a lot of them are very much interested in a lot of other things, and that's very understandable. I mean, I have a lot of aspirations to become, say, a voiceover artist someday and to be more independent. But that doesn't necessarily mean that I don't like playing games just for the fun of it. I absolutely love it.
What place did I get? 7th? I stink.
I do kind of like the new feature for Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, though, is that they hide what place you're on at the very end of the release.
Yeah, I noticed that. Somebody said screw hiking. I really don't like hiking.
You know, I was wondering if the Switch will probably last for 5 years or so, like all the way up until 2021 or something like that.
I think Nintendo's still recovering from the Switch actually being a success so far. They're like, wait, it worked? Okay. What are we going to do now? I don't know. Start making more of them.
Yeah, well, they clearly underestimated demand. They went from wanting to ship 10 million to now they're going for what, 18 million?
Well, this is rumored. So we don't know.
It's a rumor. I get it. I'm getting it mixed up.
Part of me knows Nintendo's like, okay, look, like, we already know that 10 million isn't going to be enough. That's what they're forecasting for the year. So till next March, okay? And what they want to do is they want to beat expectations. They want to be able to go into the room and be like, to all the investors and be like, look, we sold 17 million. We're up however many, and that's going to shoot their stock price up. So they're not going to change their forecast at all. You know what I'm saying? And if they bump up production, they're not going to say anything about it, right? At least not right now. They're going to say it at their, you know, any type of quarterly meeting or something like that. So, but that's what they want.
Either way, it's awesome that they have another hit on their hand.
Well, yeah,
and it's especially good because the more it sells, the more likely we'll see more games from Capcom and Atlas and all those other guys in Japan that we talked about earlier.
Agreed.
You know, I'm particularly looking forward to Project Octopath Traveler myself and just about anything that Square Enix will be bringing to Nintendo Switch anyway.
That's actually one of my most anticipated games, is Project Octopath. It's like, It's up there. I'm really excited for that game. The art style, the art style is so like impressive to me. I really want to play that game.
Yeah, to me it very much reminds me of Final Fantasy VI, which to this day remains my favorite game of all time.
Oh,
It
absolutely.
was just so perfect.
Absolutely. It reminds me of like if they did Final Fantasy VI in HD, like maybe that's what it would look like. I love, well, not HD, but like a complete like we're gonna remake the game, but we're gonna make it with modern graphics, but make it like like 2D or like make it like pixelated, like kind of like almost like 3D Dot Heroes.
They were talking a little bit about redoing Final Fantasy 8 and 9. Only I hope they don't take anywhere nearly as ridiculously long as they're doing with this one.
It's not the same thing. Like Final Fantasy, like you said, 8 and 9. That's what
I thought I heard them say.
Well, yeah, they're gonna do more remakes, but like this one, since it's like 8 and 9, those are polygonal, those are 3D graphics. You know, like this Final Fantasy, whereas Final Fantasy 6, it's pixel. You know what I'm saying? So like the Project Octopath is going for like modern, like you can see like the modern like engine, like what it's running on. Like you can see like the graphics, the effects, all of those are modern, but it's pixelated, but it's done in a pixelated art style, almost like, you know, like kind of like what 3D Dot Heroes was doing with 3D games and trying to be like a pixelated 3D game. You know, so that's what is most intriguing for me about the game, is just like the sheer like the ambitiousness of the art style. So I'm really looking forward to that game.
I definitely am looking forward to it for that very reason. And I'm also really happy that Square Enix is really taking a lot of interest in the Switch. When they were with Wii, they were like, we will not fully support Nintendo, but we will not ignore them either. What a huge difference this is today.
Some people are saying Og MC is saying Rocket League would be perfect for the Switch. I agree, Rocket League would be good for Switch.
Yeah, well, I'm hoping to see every single JRPG that they're planning for PS4 at this point hit the Switch, period.
Yeah, I'm definitely feeling that way more that I've been playing this guy F5 a lot less since it's been out, and really enjoying it. Like I think I've said before, it's the first time I played like a JRPG in that style, so now I'm definitely going to look forward to looking through Project Octopath, because I haven't looked much into it ever since they announced it in January, but after this last week, I definitely want to check it out more.
Yeah, and those are really different types of RPGs too, like Disgaea strategy RPG, Project Octopath, old school 2D, turn-based RPG. You know, so it's gonna be big.
Yeah, but this guy is like basically opened my eyes more to the more of the turn-based, because I always thought that was a turn-off for me, but now I don't actually pretty much like it. It's definitely more interesting than what I thought it was going to be.
You can also relax too and play it. You just like, that's the one thing that because first of all, I'm lazy when it comes to like gaming. Like I'm old and I'm lazy, and sometimes I like to just like relax. Like I don't want games like going so fast. Like, and plus another thing is I have a daughter as well. So sometimes like just unexpected stuff, you know, like out of nowhere, and like it's cool just be like, okay, well it's my turn, and just set the controller down. And like nothing in the game moves at all. They just stand there. So
you know what I think would be really badass for Square Enix? I think it would be really awesome if they brought the original unaltered Final Fantasy VII to Switch. I mean, I wouldn't mind the remake, granted, but I think having the original version on there, that would be so amazing. I think
it would be cool just for like nostalgia factor. I mean, people would obviously download it, you know.
Yeah, well, the good news is that they seem to be genuinely interested in porting a lot of their games over on the Switch, and that's something that I never saw from them on Wii or Wii U, never ever. And to hear them say that for Switch, that's absolutely amazing. I have such high hopes for them on the Switch.
Don't get your hopes. I mean, you can get your hopes up high, but just keep them in check. That's all I would say. Just keep them in check. I mean, because Square Enix, I like them as a company, but like I said, like that whole Final Fantasy thing, just like when I read that news, it was like, I want to say depressing, but it just like made me like lose a little bit of respect for them. That's all, you know. Like
I know the Final Fantasy VII remake thing, they're taking forever with that.
It's not even taking like I said, it's not even taking forever. I don't have a problem with taking forever. I mean, we discussed this already on the stream, so we don't got to retread. But I mean, like, just keep your expectations in check from Square Enix and like what they're doing. That's all I'm saying, because like that company, you've seen you've seen how they operate. You see how they do certain things, you know, and even they have other stuff like they have like Tomb Raider. You know, I mean that's probably not gonna come to Switch. You know what I'm saying? Like,
oh, I'm not expecting anything from their Western branch, not at all.
Okay, yeah. So I mean, I just just be a little careful, you know.
I definitely do not have any interest in the Western games that Square Enix does at all. I'm more interested in what they offer from the Japan perspective.
Yeah, and the thing about it is, it's like, what else is there to get excited for outside of Punch Octopath? I mean, for me, like, from Square Enix, yeah, you can talk about Final Fantasy, but when's that coming out? You can talk about,
and of course, Kingdom Hearts 3.
Yeah, but when's
when's
that coming out? So to me, like I said, just what has Square Enix done lately? I mean, they've done Final Fantasy 15. That took 10 plus years, you know.
Game will probably never hit Switch because of how difficult that engine was.
I don't care if it hits Switch or not. You know, I'm just saying, like their practices as far as what they're. Oh god, that was dumb. Their practice as far as what they're doing, to me, is just there's nothing to get too excited. People talk, oh, Square Enix this, Square Enix that. What is there to get excited for? Like from Square Enix, in totality, like what have they announced? What are they doing? Like, you know, now that we know about what's going on with Final Fantasy VII Remake and Kingdom Hearts, well, what else is there? Those games are going to be 2-3 years from now. They just started internal development, you know? Look, I want to be hyped for what they're doing, and trust me, I am. But after, 2013, how much longer should I be hyped for Kingdom Hearts? Or how much longer should I be hyped? They announced Final Fantasy VII Remake 2 years ago. I mean, how long am I going to be hyped for their stupid announcement that they did to hype up Sony's E3 press conference, you know? So that's my thing.
Way too long with those two games. If anything, I say get Kingdom Hearts 3 ready for 2018 and then do a final mix later on with all the cut stuff that they...
Og MC has a great question. He says, do you guys ever think we'll ever get to a point to where we can expect annual third-party games to come to the Switch? No.
Oh my gosh, that's a hard question to answer.
No, it's a 100% no. It's a one.
Let's talk again. I love it.
Yeah, it's a no, and it's an emphatic no. And I'm guessing when you say annual games, as in like they always release, like every single third party developer releases their game. Like there's no like, is it coming to Switch or anything like that? Like I said, there's only one way for Nintendo to get that way. You know, and I know we have some new viewers now, so I'll explain it again. If Nintendo made a duplicate of the PS4, Xbox One...
While you talk with them about this, I'm going to go have a little dinner break, but I'll be
back. Got it. If Nintendo made a duplicate of those other systems and didn't care about Japan, then yes, we could see that. A big x86 system, but it's never going to get to that point. It's just, and Nintendo would have to, like I said, reduce the amount of games that they make each year and let third-party developers' games breathe more. That's the only way, and that's never going to happen. So, yeah. So no, to answer your question, no, it's never going to get to that point. Sales can help. I mean, obviously, sales are going to help with getting more games. I mean, look at the Wii. For as much crap people gave it, it got a ton of games. So yeah, it's going to help. But
have you ever felt like you were going insane because of all like I was saying earlier? Like, have you ever felt like going like you've been like there was this moment for like a few seconds or a few minutes where you just feel like screaming because of like all this like talk of sales, numbers, and charge of third parties, first parties?
Yes, it's actually happened. Yeah, there's been a couple of times where I'm just like, oh my god, like especially and. I don't want to be mean and say that I don't read YouTube comments, but yo, you reading YouTube comments? Like, I've had to tone down on YouTube comments, bro, because it's almost like it's like the same thing every time. It's like, well, Nintendo needs third parties if they ever want to get my money. It's just like the same thing. Like people just say this, and it's just like. Can we just give it up?
Can we go back to that voice? Can you do that voice on repeat?
You guys want to know where that voice is from, or at least it's a really bad impersonation?
Yeah.
IGN used to do that voice, like Matt Casamassina and all those guys. Like, whenever they would talk about like commenters, they'd be like, "Oh my god, why are you guys so stupid? You guys are so dumb. I hate you guys." So I mean, that's where that voice comes from. But, yeah, it's just I have sometimes been like, oh my gosh, like it's this, it's the same thing every time. Like third parties, yeah, it's just too much. It's like buy a freaking PS4. Just like buy. It's like
don't care what I say. Just go.
Yeah,
go
just
get one.
just go get a PS4. Yeah, just like stop worshiping the third-party gods and just go and praying to Allah Nintendo or Jesus Christ Nintendo that there's going to be some damn third-party games on your system. Just go buy a damn PS4 and you'll be fine. Like that's what I feel like saying sometimes. Just go buy a PS4. Oh.
I think live streaming is a good like mental thing for you. Since you can let out like everything that you can't in this video.
Because I can't talk like that in a video. Like I can't say what I just said in a video.
If you did, I don't know if your viewership would go up or down.
It might go sideways where you get subscribers and they unsubscribe. You get like 10 and then you lose 17. You get like 20. I mean, and some of the stuff that I've said, that's what happens. But I try not to rage out like that. But yes, live streams are definitely a good way to. So ask me your most annoying questions on live streams.
Free therapy. That's what it is.
And that's why I've been starting to tell people. I'm like, look, guys, look. Just go buy a PS4. Seriously, you'll thank me. If you love third-party games and you're a Nintendo fan, you will thank me if you go buy a PS4. You will thank me. It's affordable. PS4 is affordable. It's not super expensive. Just go buy a PS4. You'll get every single third-party game, and you will be happy. Like
PC #PC Master.
Or PC, or PC Master Race, baby. Or go buy a PC. Personally, for me, I would say just buy a PS4 if you just want ease. You don't have to worry about everything else.
Building.
But yeah, building, or don't have to worry about the stuff that PC, the stuff that the PC comes with. But like I said, like it's all good though. It's all good if you want to.
Basically, any third-party system like PC, PS4, Xbox One.
Yeah, because when I was growing up as a kid, everything didn't come to every system. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
And what I thought about it, it wasn't like, okay, well, why doesn't this come to Super Nintendo? It was like, okay, well, I got to go over to a friend's house. And that's literally what I did. I'm not joking. I'd be like, okay, I didn't cry about Super Nintendo because that's what I had, a Super Nintendo. I didn't cry about the Super Nintendo not getting something. I was just like, okay, well, this game's on Sega, so gotta get a Sega, or I gotta find someone that has a Sega, or I get a friend and go over to a friend's house.
If you choose one platform over the other, you're only going to be losing out like on a few minority exclusive platforms for those content, or systems. Like PC has a lot of exclusives that Xbox One and PS4 don't have, and the same for Xbox One and PS4. It's like it's whatever suits you best.
Yeah, but I mean, there's a lot of from what I've seen, there's like a lot of I want to say a lot, but there's definitely quite a number of Nintendo fans that are like really like third party this, third party that, third party this, and I'm like, where have you guys been for the past like decade? Like when was the last time that we've got reliable third party support
from Nintendo?
From Nintendo, like why are you expecting this? Like it hasn't happened in so long. Just go buy a PS4. You'll be okay. Trust me. You'll be fine. And if you don't, and some of them already have PS4s. They already have PS4s or Xbox One. They're still complaining. It's like, you want to buy them on both? Like, what's the deal?
Yeah,
and
why do you want that?
The thing that gets me is the ones that say, "Oh, well, I don't play portable mode, but I want third parties on the Nintendo Switch." I'm like, and they have a PS4. I'm like, wait a minute. That makes absolutely no sense. You don't like portable mode. Yeah, you don't like portable mode, but you want third-party games on the PS4 that you have on your Switch, but you're not a portable gamer. You don't want portable. That makes no sense.
Why'd you buy a PS4?
that makes, or why'd you get a Switch? If you're a big third-party gamer, you know what I'm saying, and you want third-party games, and you don't like portable mode on Switch, why would you want there to be the game on the Switch when you just said that you don't like portable mode and you have a PS4? That makes absolutely no sense. Like I said, not everyone's like that, but there are people that have came to. I'm like, when I tell them go buy a PS4, I have a PS4. I'm like, I sketch my head. I'm like, well, wait a minute, what is it? What does it matter? Just go buy the game on PS4 then. Like, that makes no sense to me.
if you buy, okay, so like I also seen some people that don't have a Switch and then they have a PS4 and then they're like saying, oh, it needs third-party support to convince me. You have a PS4. Why the hell did you buy a PS4? and I know it could be like the reason it could be for the portability factor, but then again, if you knew the Switch was coming out and you just bought a PS4, why did you buy a PS4? It's like,
well, but and that's the thing. Like, the thing about it though is that people inside the chat are saying, "Oh, well, I'm buying it for portability," but you guys are all Nintendo fans. We know that you guys like portability. You know what I'm saying? We know. I'm talking about the hardcore third-party dudes out there where the PS4 and Xbox One don't offer any sorts of portability. You know what I'm saying?
Same people that want the same game year in, year out.
Exactly. The same people that want the same game on all the systems year in and year out, and they're saying, "Oh, well, Nintendo Switch doesn't have third-party support, so I don't like it," or I'm like, well, wait a minute. You have an Xbox One, PS4, and a PC. And, like, portability isn't your thing. All those other systems don't have portability. You know what I'm saying? Don't tell me portability is the reason why. don't tell me it is, bro. You ain't had portability forever on those other systems. You didn't buy a PS Vita, obviously. Like, nobody bought a PS Vita. So don't talk to me about portability, you know. Now, the Nintendo fans that are saying that, I 100% agree. Obviously, you're going to want to buy third-party games because of the portability. Heck, I want some third-party games because of portability. I'm not ragging on you guys. I'm ragging on those hardcore, you know, Xbox and PlayStation YouTubers, you know, that put out content saying, oh, well, you know, Nintendo Switch doesn't have third-party, yet they already have a PS4, Xbox One for all their third-party games. And they're not big on portability. They rag on Nintendo's portability aspect, you know. So that's what I'm saying. And I see what you're saying, too, Burrito. Which is weird, you know. Like, for those guys. I mean, for me, it's like I said, I'm lazy, so I play most of my games in portable mode, you know, because I lie down and just play games, and I'm old, so that's what I do. But everyone's not the same, you know. Some people like playing, like, you know, TV. Some people like 4K, but you know, Nintendo Switch is doing well, even despite the lack of major third-party developers.
And the appreciation for Switch is real, because like there are those moments like in my life, like since I've had the Switch like for the last 3 months, where I like just really appreciate it for it. Because the other day I was at the DMV, and every time at the DMV I would always play on my crappy like phone app or whatever, and it'd take hours. But since like I had the Switch and a bank, like a power bank to charge it, so just in case it died, I could really appreciate it for like what it's worth. Like I'm actually playing this awesome first party game, you know,
on the go. Especially the DMV. Like Nintendo should start advertising. The Switch at the DMV. Like, hey,
if you honestly if you have a Switch and you want to get the most out of it, go to the DMV on purpose, even if you don't have an appointment.
Well, that's the thing. The thing that I noticed is that like now, like beforehand, you know, you have 3DS and stuff, but you know, just the quality wasn't necessarily as high as like you can play with the Switch on the go, you know, and like when I would go, like before, I'd be like, man, I gotta go to a doctor's visit. You know, I gotta wait in the lobby. But now it's like, all right, let's go. Grab the Switch, put it in my little Legend of Zelda bag, and I'm like, okay, let's go. And then when I wait, it's not even a big deal anymore. Like it's just
the same way, just like because I'm flying a lot now, and now that I'm working full time, sometimes I go on business trips. And it was just funny when I was playing Arms at the airport. I literally had people behind me watching me. I'm like, what is that?
They were asking about.
Were you playing with motion? Were you playing with motion controls? Were you playing with motion controls too?
I was playing with motion controls. That is so. And I really, when they finally called us to like start boarding the plane, like, no, I want to watch.
That's awesome. Do you see? Like Nintendo needs to pay you. Nintendo needs to pay this man. Pay this man Sweeney for the advertising. Nintendo's like, we knew you guys would play it at airports. I told you.
I have thought we need to be an actual like ambassador.
Yeah. You know? That's really cool though that people were watching and everything. That's exactly what Nintendo was hoping for, you know.
Yeah, I also heard some girls like asking you about it. Remember?
Yeah, there's a couple like there's a mom and like her daughter like behind me watching, and then at one point some guy who's kind of a little sketchy, I'm not gonna lie. He was like walking past me and like a foot away, staring over my shoulders, like as I'm playing. I'm like, you can watch, like.
You can watch, but can you please stop being a creeper?
That's awesome, though.
It is. That is really cool. That's a really cool story. Yeah, the biggest thing that I had was like when I was at McDonald's, there was a lady in the drive-thru that was like completely fascinated with the thing. She was like backing up the drive-thru to talk to me about this damn 3DS. She's like, "What's that? Huh?" She was just asking me all sorts of questions, but she was working, you know. So I was trying to answer them as fast as I could.
It was the Game Boy story, right?
Yeah. She thought it was a Game Boy. She's like, "Is that a Game Boy?" I'm like, "No, not quite. Same company, but you know."
Well, but like I'm surprised, like she still had some like prior knowledge of a portable. You know?
Yeah. Most people know at least one Nintendo. They'll say most people know at least like one. Maybe they don't know like of like Wii U, or maybe they don't know of Switch right now, but they'll know of at least one Nintendo system that they've came across in their lives. So whatever. I mean, if they don't know gaming, they'll be like, "I used to play this," you know, like. When I was at my last job, like everyone's like, "Oh, I used to play the N64." Like everyone there, it's like they're all in like the age range of like 24ish to 25, you know, so that, you know, kind of prime N64 area growing up as a kid. So yeah, everyone at my last job, they were all about N64. So if I ever brought up video games, which I never did, but if I ever if I ever mentioned something, because like I used to have like yellow, like the fourth Hokage on my screensaver. So that would always trigger some type of video game talk whenever they walk by my desk. You know, that always. And I didn't start it. They'd always like, "Oh yeah, video games. I used to play them." I'm just like,
it's actually like, yeah, like where you're saying like at least someone knows something about Nintendo. It's like one of the moments where your mom calls Mario. "Oh, is that what's the name? Pikachu?" Pikachu? And no, Mom, it's Mario.
Every system you have is Nintendo. Like every single system is Nintendo.
Oh yeah, it's that Nintendo thing.
Yeah, it's Nintendo. My mom called everything from the NES all the way to the damn Wii U. Everything was Nintendo. It was just a Nintendo. It was a Nintendo box.
I've also had my mom call my my Xbox. "Oh, is that Nintendo?" And then
I got the funniest story. Well, not the.
It's a giant box with a giant Xbox.
I got the funniest story, dude. Like when I was working at my previous job before my last one, there was a lady there, and she was not into video games at all. She had 3 boys, and she's like, "Oh yeah, my kids." They definitely play Smash Brothers. I was like, "Oh, okay, great." She's like, "Yeah, they play on Xbox," and I'm like, I just thought it was like a mistake, right? I was like, "Oh yeah, you mean like a Nintendo, right? Because that's what Smash Brothers is on." She's like, "No, it's definitely." She's like, "No, it's an Xbox," and I'm like, "Smash Brothers." She's like, "Yeah, Smash Brothers with all the different characters, like the fox and the Pikachu. Yeah, Xbox." And I'm like. No. Wait. I'm like, no, it's definitely they're playing on Nintendo. And she's like, "No, I swear they're playing on Xbox. All those games are released on the Xbox." Yeah, no, because we were friends and everything. Like, that was really cool. Yeah. She was very nice lady, a little bit of an older lady. And it was just funny that we had this conversation. I actually recorded some of it, but she didn't want me to record it, so I never uploaded it or anything. But I wanted to. I had this conversation with her in the break room. We were talking, and she was just saying, "Yeah, it's on Xbox." So Smash Brothers is on the Xbox at her house only. At her house only, it's on the Xbox.
Now you listen to me. It's Nintendo. It's not Xbox.
You listen to me, young man. That's what she said.
Wait, really? Oh crap.
Yeah, she's like, "You listen to me, young man. We play."
That's an Xbox.
I was like, "Yes, ma'am."
That's Xbox. That's not Nintendo. Listen to me.
Oh man.
I'm in 3rd place. For some reason.
I'm also gonna play on something I stopped playing a long time ago.
Did you?
Because I got kicked out. Yeah. Yeah. Eric.
Yo, sweetie. Oh, I was about to say you about to get bopped, sweetie. I thought that bullshit was gonna hit you.
I would honestly wreck you guys right now, but I don't want to try.
No! Who? No!
Please please, please, yeah! Just squeeze you out.
Whoever did that lightning bolt, I was literally in the middle of the jump from transitioning from the one leaf to the second leaf, and the lightning bolt hit me in the middle, and I fell straight down.
Hey, RJ.
Yes.
I don't know why I'm talking like that now.
Oh, God. Okay.
I was gonna ask you something about that actually. Do you find my voice soothing?
No, I don't. I find it creepy.
I
Yes.
think it's more the fact you keep going in and out of it, and we just do not expect it.
Yeah, I find it.
Creepy effects.
I find it creepy, and this will be my last race because I'm tired and I'm going to take a nap after this. So this is my last race.
West Coast, for me, it's about to go to bedtime.
Oh yeah, yeah, because you're East Coast, right?
Yeah.
Well, RJ, I kind of hope you win. You know. So.
Stop it, you creeper! Hey, what's up, Yanni? Yanni's
Just
from.
for that, I'm gonna make sure that he doesn't win.
Y-
Even if it doesn't mean I have to get, if I don't even get first place, I'm gonna just tail him with a bunch of red shells and just ruin this.
I hit you with 2 red shells at the end of that race. I deserve to lose. You know.
I still beat you just in the last second.
I know because
Okay.
you got thunder. You got a freaking thunderbolt. Or well, you didn't get it, but
See what I just did there? That's ASMR. Like,
okay.
talking really like soothingly, calm people or whatever. It's like for like anxiety.
I can't. I definitely can't do that. But I'll research on that. Like I'll research on how to do it. Like how do black people do? I'll input that correct exactly and see what comes up. So I don't know how to talk like that. If I tried, it wouldn't sound right. All right. So this is what's gonna happen, Sweeney. I'm gonna win this race.
Just me.
I'm gonna win this race, and then I'm gonna retire champion. Oh,
Okay, so you're not gonna play Mario Kart 8 anymore?
retire for today. That is.
It's not-
retire for today. Gosh, I lost all my red shells because of the lightning. The lightning bolt is. I hate that. I hate that weapon. I really do. I'm in 9th place, so I'm pretty sure Sweeney's ahead of me.
Super serious now. It's all quiet.
I'm trying to beat Sweeney. I'm not even close to. Oh, I'm not gonna beat him.
I just came in first.
Yeah. I can't. I'm not even close to him. I'm trying to beat Sweeney. I'm in 7th.
I will admit, I got lucky for some stupid reason. I got a star in 3rd place, and it ended right after I got the lightning bolt. So
okay, guys.
My voice is supposed to help you, RJ.
It didn't, damn it. Anyway.
I thought it would soothe you. You know.
Well, guys, that wraps it up for this one. Let me get some shout-outs to the last people that subscribed that I didn't get shout-outs to. Okay, so Marcus Elliott, Gregaton A, and the Cool Kid. Shout-outs if you guys are watching. Thank you so much for subscribing. Welcome to the village. Get these dudes some headbands. Thanks to everyone who watched. We had a high of like 60-something people, so I appreciate it. And everyone who stuck
That
around.
was fun though.
Yeah, this one was super fun.
It was a long, fun podcast / gamecast.
It was like 2 hours. It was, what was it? 2 hours? Definitely more than 2 hours.
2.5 hours. Started around 7.
Yeah, 2.5. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. I'm gonna get some dinner, and yes, Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild giveaway is this week. So good luck to everyone on that. Oh, and prize $10 eShop tournament is also this week. If you want to get in on that, check out the Patreon page. Link in the description below. Sweeney's probably going to win, but that's okay.
After today, I'm questioning my skills.
So if you want to get in on that, we're going to be having that. That's going to be Patreon Ninjas only. So check out the link in the description below. Pledge any tier as low as $1 a month. I'll get you into that. In addition to the Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild giveaway, that will be this Friday. I'm probably going to be giving that away. I'm drawing like a raffle style or random winner. and I'll ship that out to you if you are in the U.S. If you're in Europe, you will get a $20 eShop gift card. So, so yeah. So anyway, thanks for watching, guys. Bye-bye.
Hey.